1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Attack the Talk. I'm your host, AJ, and joining me live with me in studio, back from his trip, is the Zach Attack. Zach is here. Not with us is
damn right,
Lexi.
Bobby. It's boys' night.
boys' night. We got Jacob in chat. We got Bobby in chat. What's up, boys? Hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully the week is treating you all well, and hopefully you guys got some cool plans going on for this weekend. But yeah, Lexi's not here. Lexi is traveling. She's going over.
We swapped.
Yeah, you guys literally swapped.
She got on the plane.
Literally, yeah. She is probably still mid-flight, almost landing over in Manila, Philippines.
Did she leave this morning?
She left late last night.
Damn.
So she's going to be landing Friday morning.
Oh, shit.
So she's going to be landing from the future.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Man. That's a long flight.
Yeah, craziness.
I don't know what those are like.
She updated.
A comfy seat.
She updated, and she let us know when she landed over in Seoul, Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And she had like a 3-hour layover. And
Big chunk.
And then, yeah, so she should be arriving over Manila hopefully soon. Hopefully I get an update from her or maybe from from our parents to go ahead and say that she landed over Manila. She's there. She is gonna be
fine.
She mentioned it last week. She's gonna be hanging out with Luca and yeah, all that good stuff. But it is boys' night. That's what it is. That's what we got going on. You guys know the drill. We will be focusing over on an Attack on Titan episode. We are officially starting episode 10
Let's go!
of season 4. That would be a sound argument. That should be interesting. Wow. It's going to be exciting to get into this. Just to give you guys all a quick just heads up, there will be Hanji in this episode.
Yeah.
There will be, voices from very strong, women characters and
very tall women characters
and
too.
Me and Zach will do our best to go ahead and read it as those characters.
I think I got a good plan.
I was gonna say you don't have to go ahead and try to implement.
Yelena just sounds like a dude. We're fine. We're fine.
There you go. Just read it as Zach, and you sound just like Yelena. There you go.
You know what? That's a compliment to Yelena.
Yeah. There we go. So yeah, we'll be doing the best we can to go ahead and read as those characters. But yeah, you guys know the drill. We'll go ahead and we'll get into our episode breakdown analysis together. We do have a Q&A, I believe we presented. It was a great question that actually we got from a friend of the show, Josh, last week. Josh joined us over in chat. He joined towards like the end of the episode, and we were able just to go ahead and talk about. He joined when we were going through our last part of the episode analysis, and so we were kind of just catching him up with certain things. And Josh, of course, knew exactly what we were talking about. And then he presented a question about being a person that has a Titan ability, right? Mm-hmm. And he presented a question that I'm excited for us to go ahead and get into. We'll do that, of course, the Q&A and all that. We got to go ahead and find out what the heck Zach was doing on his adventure out over in Europe, and I'm excited for us, Zach, to go ahead and let us know, where he went, what he did, and all that and stuff. And
I did give you a little sneak. I'm gonna call it a sneak cheek.
Yeah, that'd be a great way to describe it. Zach went ahead and sent me a little sneak cheek with no warning, and
I sent a text before there was a text with it. I said, "Don't tell your parents. I sent you a booty pic."
Yeah, that's true, and I didn't tell him. I did not. But so Zach's be sending them booty pics out there.
Yep.
And that's just the kind of stuff that happens sometimes out over in Europe, Sometimes, you just take a booty pic and
much more vulgar out there.
Yeah, well there you go. I'm excited for us to go ahead and get into all that.
All about it.
As I mentioned, we have our friends in chat. We have Jacob, our favorite Jaegerist. We have Bobby. Bobby is an OG member of the Attack the Talk Levi squad. And anybody else that joins us, don't be afraid to go ahead and say hi. Like I said, we're streaming live in YouTube right now. And it's going to be fun.
Excuse my jet lag, by the way, guys. I think I'm catching up a little bit.
I think that people that have traveled, especially traveling to a different country, traveling back, probably just they can probably sympathize and understand that there is going to be a jet lag and all that.
I did a pretty good job of keeping my ass awake yesterday until I think I fought it until like 10 p.m. The second I saw the clock turn to 4 digits, I got up pretty early today. I got up at like 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And then Coda was like, why are you away?
Bet you Coda was happy to see you, huh?
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. You got so much bigger.
Really?
Dude, like, to me, it's probably more than it would be to other people. Because, like, I'm texting Wally, and I'm like, hey, how much has he grown? She's seeing him every day, like, twice a day. So she's like, not much. Me and my mom and Abby, we walked in the house. Yeah, we walked in. I go to the back door, and I'm like, fuck, dude.
You're like, what do you mean not much?
I know, that's literally, I literally call her like, what do you mean he didn't grow?
He evolved.
He's no longer a basic Pokemon. He's a stage 1 Pokemon. His ears got a little darker just around the edges. The backs of his legs are getting a little more gold.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh.
He really is evolving.
I know.
Wow.
Fuck. And I'm like, I'm gone for a week. Yeah, he freaked out when I walked into the backyard. He was like, oh my God, my dad's home.
Didn't know what to do with himself.
He had a tooth pop out today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm holding a rope, and I get to the point where, like, he's, like, jumping to get the rope when I'm holding it in front of his face.
Yeah.
So I'm like, screw this. I held it up, and he's jumping, and he's missing the rope, and he finally gets it. Doesn't even whimper. All I hear is, and I feel like something, like, pull.
You're the one that's like, are you okay?
Well, I thought it was just a thread. Yeah. And then I see honestly, it was like this much tooth.
Yeah.
Just fell out on the floor. And I'm like, he didn't even whimper or nothing. I was like, are you good? He's just like, trying to get the rope still. Yeah. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, bro. I was like, I love him. He's my idiot. He's my little dumb stupid idiot.
Did you put the tooth underneath his pillow?
I thought about doing that. I was like, what do I do? Put it under there and be like, oh, here's a treat in the morning.
Yeah. There you go.
I just gave him a treat. He was just like, I showed him and I was like, this fell out. I was like, actually, probably isn't a good idea to, not hindsight. I shouldn't encourage that, should I? Because he's going to start trying to rip everything, get his teeth out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I'm sure he's obviously ecstatic to go ahead and have,
the snuggles were great last night.
Have you back and yeah.
And he was not excited for his bath today, but this is the best bath we've had yet. He sat down in the bathtub for the first time, and he just put the water a little warmer. He just sat down, and he just chilling, just looking at me.
He fights you on the baths?
Normally, he keeps trying to jump out.
Wow.
He's like, I don't want to be in this bitch. I was
One week with Wally, and all of a sudden he's...
I think 1 week without me, and all of a sudden he's like, I'll do whatever you say. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wally was like, he's a bully to Trouble, and I was like, Trouble instigates. I was like, if you watch close enough, the second he's done, 5 minutes of peace, and she'll go over and be like, she'll just like slowly like nip at his face, and then he's just like,
can't resist the urge.
No, he can't. You see his tail starting to shake a bit, and then he just goes at it.
Right on.
Antonio has our food. Thank you, Antonio.
Perfect. Well, welcome everybody. Again, let us know what you guys' week has consisted of. Jacob mentioned Deftones and Fearin have been his life, and Zach mentioned great combo.
Oh yeah, great.
Great combo general, right there.
Awesome. Deftones in general, awesome. Yeah, you put the two together.
And Jacob also says it was 93 degrees today. Yeah.
It's been getting hot, man.
That's what it is, man. It's getting warm.
I'd rather have the dry heat than the humidity. God, get me. I'm so glad that I'm not sweaty anymore all the time. Like, I'm telling you, just the walk to my car, I would have already been dripping a little couple of beads.
Really?
This is real humid. That is real humid stuff out there. But it was so cool. Absolutely amazing time.
Good, man. We'll go ahead and we'll get into more of Zach's storytelling as far as what adventures he went on and all that, what he wants to go ahead and tell us about how his trip went, and maybe certain things that maybe didn't make the trip. He can go ahead and let us know about all that. But I do want to go ahead and mention I'm glad for our friends who are here, because that means that so again, Lexi is not here, which means somebody has to do some of the socials. Maybe I can go ahead and get
back on IG.
Maybe I can get Zach onto it so that I don't have to be on it. I can get you the login for that stuff and whatnot. But yeah, I decided, let's have some fun today. We're gonna go ahead and stream live. So I decided to go ahead and post on the story, right? And Jacob, I apologize if you take any offense to it. I thought it was a little funny, but hey, I'm glad you guys are all here. If you guys are here with us, that means you guys are not being flocks. Great stuff. And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and just throw a little flock jab in there. We can always use a little, flock jab and stuff like that. But
never hit anyone.
Jacob, I'm the one who posted that. Okay, I thought it was funny, whatever. I don't want you to be upset or anything. I'm just kidding.
See, he's not even going after you. He's the one telling me that I should shave my head.
What?
Maybe it's time to shave the head, Zach. No.
Dang.
No, we're not shaving the head, bro.
Zach's not there yet.
Fuck
kidding.
No. We're not shaving it. I'm not shaving it.
Yeah, there's no need, bro. The length's looking nice.
I didn't. I didn't even care to do it today. I've been.
You're still feeling the effects of the gel.
I've been clean, dude. I rearranged my room today. I gave Coda a bath.
You know what you should do? You should tell Jacob right now. You know what, Jacob? You know what you should do? You should grow your hair out. Just grow it out, man. Whatever you can grow, just grow it out. Fuck it.
Give it 2 months and see how
just grow it out. Just see. Just do the hair and continue the beard combo and just see what you get. All right? And you can just show us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Just do it, bro.
You've been given an assignment.
Like Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. Let your dreams be dreams.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So last week, Jacob goes, hell no. Especially if it's going to be, especially if it's 93 degrees over there. Yeah.
Hey, you want the shade for your scalp, brother.
I remember when I was working outside over at a park site every day. That summer heat, something else. And I would have like my long hair, and then just the heat makes you do some funny things, man. The next thing I know, I'm getting a haircut. I'm going short. There was times where I would show up with short hair, my own like staff, right? People that I work with didn't even recognize me. And I'd be like, "Oh, how you doing?"
Tell me that one time.
They'd just be like, "Hi." Wait, what? I'd be like,
who are you? What'd you do with AJ?
Yeah, and yeah, it's just sometimes the heat makes you go and do that stuff. Tahesh, what's up, man?
What's up,
He's back,
Tahesh?
but she's gone. Yeah, she's gone for now. She'll be back in 2 weeks. Like I said, she's over in the Philippines.
Hey,
and
2 weeks of boys' night.
That's what it is, man. So yeah,
You guys got
Tahesh.
sibling time. Now is boy night.
Jacob goes, my hairline checked out a long time ago. I'm Gucci. Thanks. Okay, right on, man. There you go.
No, fair enough, brother.
Last week we did a fun little top 10 list that I saw. That was top 10 fast food fries. Right?
Yeah.
It was based on 40,000 Yelp reviews. And I don't know, would you be able to go ahead and guess? Just kind of based off of assumptions of what you think Yelp reviewers would go ahead and list as a top fry. Fast food French fry. Let's see if...
Jack in the Box curly fries is top 3. Or is it just French fry, not curly?
Well, no, it's just fast food French fry.
Fast food
right?
French
So
fry.
that could be different sort of fries, okay?
I swear, if you tell me Del Taco's up there.
There were some curly fries. There were some, that were just kind of like the shoestring fries.
Okay, give me a little hint. Tell me, where was McDonald's?
McDonald's was 7.
Damn.
In the top 10 list, okay?
Okay.
All I have to tell you is this, and you'll be able to get number 1. If I just say California.
In-N-Out.
Yeah. In-N-Out was voted as number 1 fry as far as fast food goes, top 10 list.
I guess like price to quality, because you can customize your fry.
You know what? That was my argument.
You can cheese. AJ, many of moon ago, put me on the cheese fry light game.
Yeah.
And I will never get any other fry. I rarely get animal fries, and if I do get animal fries, I get an animal fry light.
Yeah.
AJ put me on light game.
I feel like it just really depends on how you like the fry, because there's some that like it fry well, which extra crispy, right? And so there's nothing wrong with that, but that was my argument with
customizability of
the thing is, you can go ahead and alter the fries at In-N-Out, but at some point, does it maintain it being a fast food fry, or does it become its own meal, or is that even an issue as far as the top 10 list, right? Because people can argue that animal style fries could be like a meal in its own.
Yeah,
right?
100%. You could get 2 of them, and then you're like, you can even just get 1 of them and still be satisfied.
Is that like a little biasm as far as, you know, just like a top 10 fry list?
I mean, the fact
amongst
that,
other contenders that maybe don't offer that kind of stuff.
This top 10 list is the entire country, right?
Yeah, this is based off the U.S. Yeah, the country, and this is 40,000 Yelp reviews.
I think that with In-N-Out being so limited and where it is in the country,
yeah,
we should allow the variety. I think it's justified with the variety of fries because it's not the fact that it's number 1 with it not being fully accessible.
Yeah,
says a lot.
Yeah, and I also think too that In-N-Out has become such a touristy kind of spot too, that like for it to be number 1, right, in a list that is a top fast food chains amongst the U.S., right, that it just goes to show that people that go ahead and they travel over to, you know, west, you know, to different states, like whether it be Nevada, whether it be even, I think there's one in, like, I don't know if there's any, how many there are over in Texas, but I know that for sure there's one.
Not many.
I know that you have, you know, just the very scattered few, but then majority over in California that it's almost like a point to go ahead and try it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that,
I mean, it's the best price to quality ratio.
If you're leaving a Yelp review, you're probably just, you know, reviewing your experience, which means that experience probably came with you wanting to go ahead and go to a certain place. Maybe it's because you maybe traveled, who knows what, right?
You were already really excited when you walked through the door or pulled up into the drive.
Tehesh also noticed that you got to shave.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I shaved literally the day I landed.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm not shaving again. I was like, I'm just going to let it chill.
You look good either way, man. You look good with, you know, the clean cut look. And then you look good with the beard. You know, it started growing.
I'm growing it out again.
Started growing.
Hey, we have a marker. I landed on what? I landed on the 19th.
Huh.
That's our marker now. We'll see how long it goes from there.
Yeah. Well, you can see on camera it wasn't much. So,
I mean, 1 week. This is not bad for 1 week.
No, honestly, if we do this, maybe you can see it a little bit better. See, it's there.
It is here. It is here.
It's there. But Tehesh, thank you for noticing Zach's clean cut. I feel like with me, I don't know what I look best with. I do know that if I'm clean shaven, I feel like my face is just too,
honestly,
child. I don't know, like
I could see
the way I smile. I'm just like, you know, like, oh my god, yeah. And then if I don't have a mustache there, and you just see this big ass grin with these dimples, and it's just like, kid.
I've seen you with a bunch of different facial hair.
I mix it up.
I honestly
just wait till I bring back the beard.
I always feel like I'm most surprised when
the enhance is crazy.
Yeah.
Could you see the redness? Can you see the redness?
Yeah, can you see the redness on my nose? Dude, I'm fucking... I could have been a lot worse. Hey, believe it or not, I did not put on any sunblock.
Really?
I did not put on it. I put it on.
Did you do it for a purpose, or is it like, I will... a battle of endurance, a battle of strength?
I honestly just did not give a shit to.
Okay.
I did it one time on our way back from being out. We went on a boat one day over in Cinque Terre, which is like a sequence of 5 cities along the coast. And it's like the coast, like cities on the, like you've seen the movie Luca, right?
Yeah. Was that also in Punk Hazard too, or was that?
What?
I'm trying to see how jet lagged you are.
Where are we?
Uh-oh. Hello.
Oh, there's I got it.
Yeah.
You keep them busy.
No, I want to get back to the topic of me. You were talking about my facial hair. You're like the man of many looks.
I can see you. I've seen you. Oh, thank you.
Awesome. You want to join us, Dad?
Nah. Could have taken Lexi's.
Could have done it.
This is yours.
Are they both Dr. Peppers?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll take
this one says cola. I don't know if it...
I don't know. Unless,
Hey, that's Frankie's favorite, bro. Did you order Dr. Pepper too?
You try it, you let me know if that is cola to you. All right? And if it is, then I'll give you this. All right? Because you're the one who, hey, you've been gone.
Dude.
We don't know if they have Dr. Pepper there. I'm kidding.
In Italy? Oh, you know what? They don't have Dr. Pepper in Italy.
They don't. So you definitely want your Dr. Pepper.
Me and Abby were tweaking out, especially in the last couple of days because we were like, okay, we're at the airport now. They gotta have Dr. Pepper in the airport.
Nowhere to be found, huh?
None.
Wow.
That's DP.
Okay, good. All right.
Hold up, let me get you your straw.
So, man of many looks. I need to know from my friends here, okay? Because look, if you go ahead and you scroll through the Rolodex of thumbnails that Nate has made for us, there's gonna be different looks of facial hair. And if I were to rock one facial hair for the rest of my life, which one should I rock? Should I just stick with the stash? I feel like the stash is, is kind of just like what I'm working with these days. I don't know.
Did we both get the exact same thing?
Yeah, I ordered the same thing I do. But like the stash and mullet combo right now, I feel like, it's not a terrible... Did I? Oh shit, I did, yeah. Damn. I'm a fucking fat ass, huh? But thank you. I appreciate that, bro.
Of course.
But I need to know from my friends here, like, what's the look? So this is a quick little story. I'm working over in this machine shop, right? Doing what I do. Just making parts. All of a sudden, we get people passing by. People go out there and deliver parts, deliver whatever it is, right? And all of a sudden, there's this one kind of weird guy, right? He delivers some shit for us every so often. He's always just kind of like weird, Mm-hmm. And I suddenly decided to go ahead and shave off my facial hair. And he dropped off, the day that I was just clean shaven. And then he goes out, he sees me, he just points at me. He's like... And I can see he's kind of like gauging what he wants to say, and I'm like,
How do I approach what I'm about to say?
I'm like, so you're just dropping off, right? He's like, the beard's your look. You look better with the beard. I'm like, all right. I didn't ask for your opinion, but thank you so much for that. Thought it very strange, Yeah. Because I haven't really rocked the beard in a while. And so the fact that, I go from like mustache and I went to clean shaven, it hasn't really been that beard mode. For whatever reason, that like unlocked something to him when he just saw my non-facial hair, just facial structure. Like I said, sometimes it could be like kid-like. If he's dropping off, I'm just like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? And he just sees like kid,
big old cheesy grin.
Then he's probably gonna be like, yeah, you gotta hide that kid face.
That's crazy.
You need beard. But also, I thought maybe it was beard biasm because he has a beard. It's not the best looking beard.
Oh.
You know how some beards are just real scraggly and then just not like completely full.
It's like you can tell they tried to force it out. Yeah.
I don't want to go ahead and judge him, but like also...
that's what I'm trying to avoid.
I feel like it was borderline... I'm sorry for the disrespect. I know you're eating. It felt very kind of puby. Like his beard just felt puby. I don't know. But
that sucks for him, man. There's this thing called a beard comb. Straighten that shit out, brother.
Yeah, honestly, I when I had the beard and when the beard was starting to get, pretty crazy. I'm talking about talent show AJ beard. Mm-hmm. Like I would go ahead and try to comb to shape it, Jacob says, also tell Lexi the library was full of baddies. What?
You said grandma.
I know, he said grannies, not baddies.
I see the emojis, dude.
He was grannies. What's wrong with grannies, man? You can go out there and...
Sometimes
guess
grannies are baddies.
Grannies have sometimes baddies as grandchildren, right? Sometimes they're like, oh, hey, I have a granddaughter. And you're such a nice... You're such a... You sure... You're such a nice young man. I have a granddaughter that I would love for you to meet. And guess what? You don't want to go ahead and mess that up, man. Don't mess it up. AJ, always be nice.
I can't even tell you guys. I can't even count on my hands anymore the number of times that's happened to me in the food industry. Oh, dude.
That happens.
I have a daughter. I have a granddaughter. I have a nephew. Or not nephew. I have a niece.
Well, let's say, whoa.
I have gotten...
You're giving little bye vibes, huh? There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
Hey.
Okay? If you want, we still love you the same. Okay? You're still jet lagged still.
Dude.
I have a nephew.
I am a surgeon, Dr. Han. Oh, fuck. I watched The Good Doctor.
Clip it. Okay. Oh, that's good
already
stuff, man.
immortalized on the internet.
Hey, man, at some point, we're putting ourselves out there, and that something's going to go ahead and just be there.
AJ with facial hair.
Yeah.
Hey.
What do you think?
I will admit, I feel like the only time that I've been like taken back was seeing you clean.
Okay.
And I've been like, I'm like, that's not the same man anymore. Because
it's kid.
Honestly, well,
it's not the same man.
You lose like 5-6 years.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And I'm just like I think I really do love the mustache.
Yeah.
When
I feel like I can rock
when
the
you
stash.
get the beard rocking, I love the beard.
Keep the beard, Jacob.
Keep the beard, brother.
Yeah. But
when you get the beard rocking, I love like any facial hair.
Is the beard? Is it like a seasonal thing?
I feel like.
Do you think I could just rock the beard?
I think you could just rock the beard, but I definitely feel like the beard. Just because we're in California, the beard is like a fall winter type thing.
Yeah.
And then you hit spring, and it's just like. I kind of want to see you with a goatee at some point.
You know what's crazy is that I actually rocked a goatee. I did that.
I remember you did it once, but it's been a while.
I've only done it once, and to be honest, the goatee didn't fully go ahead and connect. I had a couple little stragglers, I think, over on this side.
Mm-hmm.
This side, yeah, that shit grows, you know.
Oh, so gosh.
But yeah, I mean, I rocked the goatee once, and what's so funny about that, and you remember that? I remember I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and rock the goatee for a little bit, because I like to go and mix it up sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I haven't done the goatee since because I had to ask my dad for help. My dad rocks a good goatee.
Hey, that's the inspo right there.
So I was like, hey dad, I'm trying to go ahead, like I multiple times over, you know, in the mirror and stuff like that, and which is so funny because we're gonna talk about another character that's staring at themselves in the mirror in today's episode. But we're like, I'm trying to go ahead and shape it. You know, you got to make sure the mustache is a nice shape that will go ahead and then lead to the goatee, right? So I'm like trying to go ahead and get a good shape going, but then I just felt like I just couldn't clean up even enough in between. I wasn't trying to go with the full, like, you know, just mustache and have all this here. Mm-hmm. I was trying to go ahead and leave, you know, just shave that, get a little.
You gotta have that little.
Going.
You gotta have that little gap right there.
Yeah, and then so
it gives it character.
I needed my dad's help, and you know what? I don't want to keep bothering him and be like, you know, hey dad, I need you to go and help me with this goatee again. Nah. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just leave him to the goatee. It suits him. You know what? Like, when I see my dad, you know what's crazy actually is that
I feel like 90% of the time I've known you and your dad, he's had a goatee.
Yeah, that's his look.
Yeah,
you know?
I can't picture him without it.
But I also picture him as like Garp kind of. I don't know why.
Dude, we gotta dress you up as Ace. Who do you want to be? Ace.
Well, that's the thing.
You can choose because you have the dark hair.
Shit.
You have a hat.
True.
But we could also get you an Ace hat just as easy.
I feel like you can go ahead and totally be Ace, darken your hair. You know, for sure. I would
if I darkened it again, I could totally do it. See, you can even see like.
See Tish.
You can see lighter up here.
We got Tish. What's up, Tish? How you doing?
What's up, Tish?
And Tish says she rocks a good lady stash. That's what's up.
That's crazy.
That's what's up right there, you know?
We had a sorry, now that we have Tish and Jacob here. I didn't even watch the special episode. We didn't get a new episode. We got another special. Right before like peak Kuma backstory.
No.
Like right before, I was expecting to cry on Sunday in Italy. And I pull up Crunchyroll and it's a fucking special. Yeah. Oh, like, God darn it.
Who was leading the special?
I didn't watch it.
Well,
it was about Kizaru and Sentomaru.
Oh, okay.
It was like, I was like, do I really want to deal with that? I was like,
Jacob wants to be a law. Everybody wants to be a law.
I will admit, I rewatched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood while I was out in Italy. And it's 64 episodes or something. No, 62. It's like 62 episodes. And I rewatched all of it while on my flight to and on my flight back with a couple days in between. It's still in my top 3.
Jacob says that it was Choppy and Carrot. You were the ones.
Okay, fire. And Tish's son.
Been on my phone in ages and just watched White Collar.
I heard it was good, but I don't even know what it's really about.
So is there a reason why Tish you decided to stay off the phone? Well, so just a stash, right? For now.
You can do as long as you have facial hair.
Which is probably why the guy saw me clean shaven. He's like,
That's
No.
when he decided to say something there.
he was like, no. Whatever, it is what it is. You know, that shit grows fast.
Your shit does go fast, man. Like I said, this is a week for me, and you can like barely see it from the distance. But with you,
With me, I feel like that'd be like 2 days.
yeah, Rob, your shit grows quick. You've trained your shit.
So I got
Man, I love food.
so Zebra Cakes has officially finished watching season 1 of One Piece live action.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's one of those again where it has to grow on you a little bit, right? But she started getting into the episodes, you know, as you know, we started getting into some good shit. And then we actually started watching the anime from Lowtown.
Oh
on it.
shit.
So yeah.
Nice,
So,
nice.
she likes to put it on in the background, you know.
While she working.
Yeah, and stuff. And then she's realizing how much slower pace it is than I was like, baby, there's over 1,000 episodes. So yeah, it's going to be for sure slower pace.
Hopefully Wit comes out relatively soon with their
Yeah, get their little
287
Wit remake. Yeah.
condensation, yeah.
And even just like, you know, she's excited for a One Piece live action season 2, as I think a lot of people are. Bobby goes, is this like a question later? Best characters with facial hair? Ooh.
That's a good question.
Maybe we can go ahead and brainstorm.
Tish said DEPRESSION XD.
Aw.
Poor girl.
Yeah, honestly, I need to get on a flight.
Yeah, if I was in Italy, I mean, if one of your favorite co-hosts was in Italy for a week, I'd be pretty sad too.
Get out of here.
Sorry.
Like, we had a lot of fun last week, okay?
I'm sure you guys had a blast last week. I was telling
gonna say, though-
AJ, I tried to wake up at 3:30 a.m. over there. I fucking couldn't do that. I was still peak jet lag too. I was jet lagged there, and now I'm jet lagged here.
I was going to say, just in the spirit of you missing out over on fast food because we did fries last week, I was thinking maybe we can go ahead and do just like top 10, right? Find a list that shows us top 10 fast food chains. Maybe
Well,
can
I
do
know
that.
Del Taco's number one.
You think so?
No, I know Del Taco's number
Still?
I think it's still number one. I think it reigns supreme
out.
for whatever fucking reason. Like, I never expected it to be number one in the first place.
You see
Like,
what Tish said?
Yes, I did see. Ha 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 ha. It's okay.
Bobby
You
says
can
halfway
listen.
done with one live wrapped
One
Robin
live?
Rescue arc. Interesting.
One live. Huh? Is that like
One
One
live.
Piece? What's one live?
Don't know. I was hoping you would know.
I don't know.
I was wondering if this was the live action. I was going to say, well, I mean, we haven't gotten to the Robin.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, we haven't gotten to Robin yet.
Tish said, welcome back, Pickle Boy. Shit.
Fuck off, dude. Fuck off. There were pickles in my spicy deluxe today. Thank you very much.
And guess what? I don't want this. All right, ready?
Put it on a napkin. Put it on a napkin. Oh, actually, we can do this.
All right, here we go.
Shit.
Yeah! Boys night!
Boys night!
You got one more.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Can't believe- this is the content we have when Lexi's not here.
The female touch is gone.
There's no structure.
Over here throwing pickles. Shit.
All right, ready? Oh, damn it. I didn't give it enough. Good try. Good try.
Have a napkin.
Yeah. Well, you got the first pickle boy.
I hope you guys got to see that on camera.
You know how seals clap for fish?
Hold up. I got a pretty gnarly.
Jesus.
I got a pretty gnarly seal impersonation.
Okay. Beautiful. Clip it. I'm just kidding.
Give me that pickle.
All right. Bobby, we need you to go ahead and kind of clarify for us, please.
What's one live?
One live.
Excuse me.
Top 10 U.S. fast food chains.
Oh man.
What do you got?
10.5 hour flight sucked. I've been not on my phone as much because I've been staying away from certain stuff. 4 days clean. I feel so alive.
This list is definitely interesting.
It's always good to have a tech detox, man. It's always a good idea. I don't, man. What do you mean? I didn't tan at all. I just got red. That's the... Okay, my mom says some pretty outlandish shit.
You do tan?
And she was like, that's the redskin blood in you from your father.
What?
Because I'm like part Native... I'm part Cherokee Indian.
Okay.
Part Native American. And Abby got my mother's like Spaniard genes. And they tan. Abby goes outside for 15, 20 minutes. She comes back like 2 shades darker at least. I go on one fucking boat ride and I come back looking like Rudolph the Red-Nosed fucking reindeer. And honestly, I'm fine with it. I don't really mind.
Happens.
Oh, One Piece Live.
Is what I meant. Wait, the live action though? Where you seen Robin?
Wrapped Robin rescue arc. I'm so confused. Where do we see Robin?
Are we missing season 2? Okay.
I know. Did they already drop season 3 without telling us? Okay.
Also, Bobby, if you're starting One Piece live action, that's pretty fucking cool.
Welcome to the club, brother.
I have the top 10 U.S. fast food, right?
Just tell me, is Del Taco number 1?
No. This is a list
Updated?
where it says this is ranked by system-wide sales.
Oh, okay. I know the other one was a popularity vote.
But also, this list isn't just... I mean, it says fast food chains, but I think you'd be surprised at what's number 2.
Red Lobster?
No.
Is Red Lobster number 1?
No. Number 1, I think you would probably... If you really thought about it, as far as sales...
McDonald's.
What number 1? Yeah, McDonald's number 1.
Yeah.
All right, but let's go through this list real quick because I want to go ahead and do this for the sake of like Zach missing.
McDonald's is basically the smile fruit or the smile fruits in real life. That's some real shit.
So number 10, shocking right here, right? Number 10 is it's a
Taco
pizza
Bell
place.
Oh, Pizza Hut?
No, Domino's.
Oh, and you know what? For top 10 all around restaurants,
Yeah, fast food
sales
chains.
or fast food chains.
Yeah.
Top 10 all around fast food chains.
Yeah,
That's solid.
based on nationwide sales. Okay, so Domino's number 10 focuses on pizza delivery and takeout with a large network of stores and online ordering options. Okay.
The online orders is what helps them out there.
Number 9 is also a pizza place.
Little Caesars.
No, you actually said it.
Oh, it's Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. This is one of the largest pizza chains in the world.
Like Pizza Hut more
offering a wide range of pizza, sides, and desserts. Now, I would choose Domino's over Pizza Hut.
Real quick. I'm going to give you 4 pizza places.
Okay.
Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesars. Can you think of another pizza place?
Fast food like that?
Yeah, like a chain, big chain. I think those are the main 4, right?
Those are usually the main 4. I mean, you're starting to get into some interesting territory if you're talking about like, Blaze or if you're talking about like Pyology, but those are like custom. You go in there. I'm talking
about
hot and ready. You're talking about just
hot
going
and
in
ready
there,
pizza.
All right.
So out of those 4, what's your number 1?
Well, the one I order more out of those
personal preference
is Domino's. Okay.
Papa
But
John's
I do like their pastas. All right.
Pasta's fire there, huh?
They have good pasta there. So for me, I go Domino's, and if I were to have to rank the others, honestly, I would probably put Pizza Hut last.
I'm the same. I'm not a Pizza Hut guy.
I think I would go Little Caesars second, and then I would probably go Papa John's third.
I just like the consistency of the crust and the dough for Papa John's. That's what really gets me. Is like
the pizza's not terrible.
It's a nice solid bottom.
Yeah.
And then when you bite into it, it's got that. I like having that little.
You know what they say when
soft chew to
it's
it.
Got that nice undercarriage.
Is that really what they call it?
That's what they say.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Somebody knocking?
Blue, you can't come in, bro.
But so yeah, I would go ahead and rank.
Not have weird cheese.
Their cheese is weird. Is that what?
Pizza Hut has weird cheese.
Tish says Pizza Hut sucks.
Good. Pizza Hut does suck.
I mean,
with that annoying. Oh, Bobby picked up One Piece and Water 7.
Whoa, wait, what? I started back
with the annoying leopard guy.
I fell off with that annoying leopard guy. What? Wow.
He is annoying. Fuck Rob Lucci.
Rob Lucci, honestly, is
one of my favorite villains, to be honest with you.
Rob Lucci is an interesting character. Let's leave it at that. But yeah, I'm glad you picked up over at that point because you keep watching, Bobby. I think you're gonna go ahead and just like
that's crazy.
That's like I feel like it's not the equivalent, but that's almost like comparable to me stopping Hunter x Hunter right before the Chimera Ant arc.
Oh my god. Oh, we're supposed to get more Hunter x Hunter.
So keep watching, bro.
Coming back.
For sure. So real quick, we got some feedback as far as pizza. Again, Tish says Pizza Hut sucks. Bobby says, I remember pizza being mad dry. Tish continues saying the cheese is weird. And Jacob says, Tish, we have beef. And then, I assume Jacob. Yeah, Jacob said that. And Tish says, no, Papa John is good. Tish goes, why do we have beef? I'm a pescatarian. And Tish also said, I think it's two separate instances. He's almost done with live and just wrapped and he's lobby. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for clarifying that for us. And yeah, I mean, live action is it's great.
So much
true to the source. They go ahead and they kind of wrap up as far as what the premise of what you need to know as far as season 1 is with One Piece. And then if you want more content, watch the anime. But Annie's Lobby, like we talked about it, I think before either the episode before your trip about ranking some of our favorite arcs.
Yeah.
And I know for me,
Lexi
Water
came in,
7,
we were like,
Annie's
rank
Lobby.
them. We were like, pick your favorites.
Lucci is not that guy, it just says.
Not that guy,
Rob
bro.
Lucci is goated. What do you mean? All right, so we'll let our friends continue to do their thing. Yeah, so that's how I would rank them. I feel like for me, I really do like the Crazy Bread that they got over there at Little Caesars. Crazy Bread's good.
Crazy Bread's fire.
I know they kind of mix it up now with their different styles of pizza, but there's something too. I like the hot and ready aspect too.
Green Bull is green, whatever. Whatever.
So yeah, but Pizza Hut's number 9. Number 8 would be a chicken brand.
KFC?
KFC is number 8. Remains a strong contender in the chicken category, known for its fried chicken and family meals. Now, number 7 is different. Like I said, number 2 is different on this list. But it's still considered, I guess, a fast food chain. It's definitely drive-through, right? They definitely do have food available, but they also have other stuff that I feel like they're primarily known for. Starbucks is number 2.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
that makes a lot of sense.
You got number 1, you got number 2. McDonald's number 1 says the undisputed leader in fast food industry. Known for its burgers, fries, and iconic golden arches. And number 2, Starbucks dominates the coffee market with a vast network of locations and a wide variety of beverages and food items. Now, again, this could be controversial because do we consider that as
I consider it a cafe.
Fast food, right?
Not a fast food.
Yeah, I wouldn't go ahead and say like, oh, I'm craving fast food today. Let's go to Starbucks. Like, no, I wouldn't go ahead and say that. I don't want
their shitty little sandwiches.
Like, there are times where, if I want to go in and get a nice little, bacon Gouda and egg sandwich,
That's the only one I'll
go ahead and I'll do that,
That's the only one I'll take.
But number 7 is, I guess, not the same category as like a Starbucks. You said it was, you guessed Dutch Bros, not Dutch Bros.
Yeah, they're just drinks. What else? What else is like a coffee shop?
I feel like this is more East Coast.
Then I wouldn't know it.
They're here, but when you hear this, I feel like commercials show like they're more like Boston or whatever, or more like maybe Jersey. Maybe I could be wrong in that, but I feel like they're not really.
I'm drawing a blank.
So that number 7 is Dunkin' Donuts.
What?
There's a major player in the coffee and donut market with a wide selection of beverages and baked goods.
Oh, Tish got it.
Oh yeah, Tish got it. Yeah. Duncan. Hey, there we go. What's up, baby? Ronnie is in chat as well. Yeah, she said Duncan, so she knew 100%.
Turkey Harvati.
Yeah. Ronnie says Jersey girls love Duncan.
You summoned her with that, dude. You summoned her. Shit.
There you go. Awesome.
We know she was sitting there since we started streaming. She was waiting for us to say.
She's always the first one there. She just doesn't ever go ahead and immediately say anything in chat. Okay, so that would be number 7, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, and I don't know how this is number 6, but I mean, hey, it didn't crack the top 5. I guess I'm okay with that. But number 6, I don't know. What would you think number 6 would be for fast food? And this was ranked as, I believe, the worst French fry.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Worst French fry. I just have a big vendetta against Del Taco, bro.
No, it's not Del Taco. And I'll tell you, Del Taco's not on this list.
Good.
Yeah.
Worst French fry.
Yeah, I guess this
Burger
was...
King?
That would be it. Burger King.
Hey, call me a sinner then, because I kind of fuck with Burger King fries.
Okay, I like their chicken fries.
Oh, those are
those all the time.
Oh, the chicken fries are so good.
Like I feel like Burger King. I feel like if you're looking to go ahead and just get a nice little Burger King meal.
Hey, KFC does have some pretty ugly fries.
KFC was also really bad, but the worst fries KFC. You know, the worst was Burger King. KFC was second to last. But yeah, the potato wedge. Yeah, exactly, Jacob. But Burger King, right? I feel like the safest bet would go ahead and be chicken fry meal, right? You go ahead and you can do a soda if you want.
Spicy chicken fry.
Well, you can go spicy chicken too. Can't go wrong with the chicken fries, right? And then I feel like if you get one of their like Slurpees that they got there, right? That's a really solid combination. Right.
Yeah.
So that would be a way to go ahead and be like, oh, you know, Burger King, I'll go ahead and I'll get that. Maybe munch on a few fries. Get some ketchup on them bitches to make it.
Burgers are pretty
okay.
dog shit in my opinion.
Their burgers for a franchise to be known as the king of a specific item. You would think that they would be
that
good.
would be their specialty.
Yeah.
But no.
So like
no, the chicken fries are their specialty.
Who the fuck buys burgers from Burger King?
I'd rather get a chicken wrap that they have.
Like you can easily drive another like 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes to go to the nearest McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you know there's one right down. It's either across the street or down the street.
You know what you can't get from McDonald's? Chicken fries.
Yeah, go tell that to their CEO. He'll be like, "Give me a week."
They're like, "Hold on, what?" So
they already started moving to chicken. What are the chicken fingers?
Yeah, maybe.
They have these new chicken things. It's
Over
like
McDonald's?
they're like they're not tenders. I think they're just like chicken strips. But
Yeah,
they
so
have a special name for them.
I think they call them the crispy McChickens or something like that.
Yeah, something like crispy McChicken fingers or crispy McChicken strips.
Whatever
or
they
something
call
like
them. I
that.
haven't tried them, but also their chicken nuggets are obviously fucking good.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Yeah.
And they get you too, where you can go ahead and order like almost like bulk.
Dude, you
like,
can
I get
order
the 20-piece meal, and next thing you know, you just hate your life. You're like, you literally, what the fuck did I just do that?
The 20-piece order of fake chicken?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's so funny. Ronnie said I used to walk around high school with a large iced coffee.
That's crazy.
And then just goes, KFC is just biting into oily boiled potato.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just goes, I go to BK for their Hershey pies and chicken fries. Yeah, see, the thing is, chicken fries is where it is. And Jacob says, I think I'm ill or something because I'm really starting to like that final villain, Sakazuki. That makes you feel ill? So, yeah, Burger King number 6 offers flame broiled burgers and a variety of other fast food chains. Even reading that statement makes me sick to my stomach. I don't know why. Just the fact that Burger King is associated to that, where it says flame broiled burgers.
Yeah.
Like, if I was talking about like, you know, fuck, I don't know. Like if this was like, oh, Hard Rock Cafe, you know, flame broiled burgers from Hard Rock Cafe.
Now that I can get.
Then I'd be like, damn,
even
that
if it's like
sounds
the
good.
Habit. I think Habit has way better burgers than Burger King.
But if it's like Burger King flame broiled burger, this is like, you know, it's like
I'm not
what?
ordering no fucking burger from
Fuck.
Burger King, man. Favorite import snack.
So now, here we go. Top 5. You already got the first 2, right?
Donald Starbucks. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Jack in the Box.
No.
Jack in the Box on the list?
No.
Shit. I
Yeah.
like Jack in the Box.
Yeah. Well, I know Jack in the Box is a controversial fast food chain.
Munchie meal. All I gotta fuck. I know they made bank during COVID.
Yeah. Roddy goes, OMG, the pies are so good. My favorite airport snack. And Tish is guessing In-N-Out.
That's a great guess.
No In-N-Out. In-N-Out's not on this list. And this is based off of nationwide sales. So
Taco Bell?
Taco Bell is on the list. Yeah, Taco Bell's number 4. All right. So number 4 is Taco Bell, a popular choice for Mexican-inspired fast food, offering a diverse menu at affordable prices. So you got 4, you got 2, and you got 1. Missing number 4, missing number 3. I mean, excuse me, 5 and 3. And Jacob goes, I love the Whoppers, and I'm standing on that. Hey, stand on whatever you want, man.
Brother.
But you also don't have In-N-Out there, so you don't know what
you don't know what you're missing
like
out
burgers and stuff, you know. And then Ronnie goes, the lines on their burgers look painted. I mean,
there was like a whole joke.
A press. I feel like they have like, you know, they put it on a grill, and afterwards, after the grill, they probably put it on like a little like One of those little, like those stamps you get?
Oh my God, yes. Dude, I could totally see them doing it like a waffle iron with just like lines, just.
Yeah. And they're like flame broiled.
Yeah.
Like, no, come on. Jacob goes, I want it in and out.
Wendy's is a good one.
Wendy's.
Well, is Chipotle considered?
Tish, you got it.
Is Wendy's
number 5. Wendy's.
Yeah, that means number 3 is
square hamburgers, Frosties desserts, and a focus on fresh, never frozen beef. And actually, I believe a couple weeks ago when we streamed live, I think we had a friend in chat let us know that when they went and worked over at Wendy's, that there was always like fresh guaranteed, almost like time frame, right? Before they had to go ahead and dispose and make fresh product.
Oh, that's
I'm pretty
cool.
sure if I remember
That's
correctly, that was informed to us. And Tish goes, "'Twas." Maybe it was you, Tish.
Oh, 'twas her.
Yeah. So thank you for that again, for that fun little
The Wendy's
fact.
tidbit.
Yeah. But Wendy's is number 5.
So does that make Chick-fil-A number 3?
Hey.
You know,
Cheers to Chick-fil-A.
I'm over here thinking about fast food, and I looked at my cup, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Right here in my hand. Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is number 3, known for its chicken sandwiches and high customer satisfaction. My pleasure. Often ranking at the top in customer surveys. You know, there's like this thing where you try to get as many my pleasures as possible.
Yep.
Back in the day, me and a buddy would go ahead and try to get as many my pleasures, and the most we got, I believe, was 7. And we were really pushing for it. You know?
Yeah,
and
I've been there.
7's hard to get. You know?
Sure.
So if you're ever over at Chick-fil-A, try to beat 7 my pleasures. I dare you.
Keep saying thank you.
Also, Josh is here. I have to remember here because I know that you have different names over in chat here, but Josh is here. Josh says we are live, 100%. We are live. And Josh, I'm glad you're here because we are going to go ahead and cover the Q&A very, very soon. There was a Q&A question that Josh presented to us last week, and I was excited for us to go ahead and ask our friends. I have no idea who, how many, whatever the responses are, and I'm excited for us to dive into that. But welcome, Josh. It says Ader.
You're missing the H, brother.
There it is. Just because to corporate, if this was company secret, apologies. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You don't work for them no more. They can't do nothing to you.
You're like, sign one of those NDAs or whatever it is. It's like, you cannot talk about our products, okay?
You got good publicity.
Keep the illusion. That's good publicity.
That's good publicity. It's not like you're saying, yeah, we keep our fake meat.
Josh goes, born hater.
Born hater.
Yeah.
It's okay, guys. Don't worry. I'm a hater.
Now, as far as fast food, what I want to talk about, and we'll get into Q&A. A certain somebody tried a certain fast food place actually yesterday.
Ooh.
That would be Ronnie. We have Ronnie in chat. And you know what? Seems to be some sort of stigma. You know, I kind of compare it to like how Nickelback was getting all this hate, and it was really unwarranted in my opinion. I mean, I don't mind Nickelback at all, but some may say the Nickelback of fast food is Arby's.
I fucks with a good They got the meats.
Yeah, and so, you know,
they got rid of
You know how this started? Yeah, Zebra Cakes. That's right, Zebra Cakes, aka Ronnie. So with Zebra Cakes, she went ahead and she sent me just like a little Instagram reel, right? And she went and it was this really entertaining influencer. I guess she's like really popular. I don't know what her name is, but she decided to go ahead and try Arby's, and I remember at the start of it, she was like, look, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I talk shit on Arby's and I've never tried it, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and try Arby's. So again, it just goes to show that people talk shit on Arby's before even trying Arby's.
Yep.
Okay?
I remember there was
Damn it, Josh. Josh goes, I hate Arby's. Okay, Josh, what did you order from Arby's?
There's that H.
What did you get?
Name.
Just goes, next time I'm in LA, I have to get Arby's In-N-Out. Okay, well, definitely In-N-Out. Arby's, it's really dependent on the Arby's.
Yeah, it depends on which one you go to.
But I definitely give it a shot. And like I said, keep it simple, okay?
The one on Beach Boulevard?
Uh-oh, we have Ronnie's explanation.
Oh, God.
Ronnie goes, I haven't had the sandwiches, but the chicken sandwich was good. Fries were not that great. We're missing a little something, but I was definitely being a hater on Arby's. To be fair, I had the dustiest experience. Josh never would eat it, never have, never will. And Ronnie said she had the dustest experience when she first had it. And you know what? Sometimes, to be fair to everyone, a first time experience that is a disaster is sometimes all it takes.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
That's how it goes.
All it takes is one.
Arby's just looks dusty. Thanks, Tish.
I'll admit, when they got rid of the one on the boulevard.
Yeah, right there off.
And they replaced it with Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Jersey girl.
Yeah.
I was low key pissed because I used to walk home from middle school and swing by Arby's once a week and be like, I need to get some meats.
Yeah. Speaking of, Josh goes, we have the meats. That slogan isn't it either. Yeah, the meats come in cans like tuna. Yeah. So the thing is, like I said, you have to keep it simple. And then that's exactly what Ronnie ordered. She ordered herself when they're chicken Krispies. It's just a chicken sandwich,
there.
Right? It was just a meal. She went ahead and she got crinkle cut fries. I think that still the curly fries are the go-to if you're gonna go ahead and do Arby's. And then and we got some appetizers as well. You know, we ordered some of the mozzarella sticks. There was some of the jalapeno bites, the little jalapeno poppers, and I think that if you go there, if you're into the roast beef, just do the classic roast beef. I don't know how you feel on this stance, but I've never been a beef and cheddar person.
No.
I feel like the cheddar sauce is just like a cheese sauce. Pepper jack, I feel like pepper jack would be good. If it was an actual slice, it wasn't just like some sort of liquid cheese can type thing.
I'm not a big fan of that stuff.
You know? Damn, Josh even says, I don't even like Wingstop. I feel like their wings ain't it. Wow. Ain't all that. Wow.
I feel like Wingstop is better than Buffalo Wild Wings in terms of wing quality.
Jacob goes, One Piece is like Arby's. It gets hate till you try it.
Facts.
Wow. That's an interesting example right there. Ronnie goes, but honestly, sitting there listening to Nickelback with honestly, that's another thing too. They played like 90s, like alternative kind of like music and stuff like that, you know, like early 2000s stuff. And they had that playing. It kind of added to the experience a little bit because it's like, you know, Arby's is kind of like that vibe. We decided to go and sit in there. Arby's is the place where you go out there and they have literally like a bell at the entrance exit door to where it says like, if you'd enjoyed our food experience, you know, please ring the bell. So then you go out there and just ding, you know, and then they're like, thank you, whatever. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, you know?
It promotes like, I don't know. I feel like it makes you enjoy the experience more when you eat inside.
Yeah.
But who's really going to walk into the Arby's? Let's be real here.
Yeah. But Roddy, I'm sorry. She said, honestly, sitting there and listening to Nickelback with my sandwich, with my mental state hanging on my thread, felt like a true American experience. Isn't that
living an American dream,
We're all just hanging on by a thread. Josh says Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay. I have nothing against Buffalo Wild Wings other than their slow ass service.
God, it's so awful.
That's it. Now, I'm sure that in other areas, Buffalo Wild Wings is probably the spot. But as far as California goes, I feel like Buffalo Wild Wings, the service, they don't give a fuck.
They all hate their job.
You can go ahead, they'll show up, they'll be all nice. Hey, how you doing? All right, here's a drink menu, this and that. And then they'll go ahead and they'll be like, all right, well, can I help you with any drinks? And then you have to wait a good while to get your drinks. And when you do get your drink, and this is just for sodas. If you order an alcoholic beverage, good fucking luck. All right? You have to make it a tall.
What did I go for? I went with Tez, Wally, and his girl a couple months ago. AJ, I kid you not, it took 45 minutes for us to get our alcoholic beverages.
Really?
I was pissed.
Yeah, it's
because we walked in.
I've had too many of those experiences where it's just like waiting forever, and you get to a point where you have to think to yourself, like, do I just go and fucking leave?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be the person that has to complain.
We went because it was there was a fight that night. No. It was St. Patty's Day this year. That's what it was. It was St. Patty's Day. We go in.
Yeah.
We're like, it's empty. There's like 3 tables.
Empty on St. Patty's?
Yeah. 3 tables. And there's a couple people at the bar.
That's no excuse now. I was going to say, St. Patty's? No wonder you waited.
We sit down and they're like, oh, the happy hour for St. Patty's doesn't start for another 45 minutes. We go, oh, okay. We'll come back in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Can we just is it okay if we leave the table? Because they haven't given us shit, even though we'd been there for 10 minutes. We go out. We walked around. I got hair in my mouth. Yeah. We walked around the shopping center.
Yeah.
Happy hour time comes. We sit down. Happy hour. They last 2 hours. Ew. Ugh. Got it.
You got some of that pickle still there.
I know, but yeah, we sit down. We order our drinks. We order appetizers with the drinks.
Yeah.
30 minutes goes by.
Yeah.
They bring our appetizers out. Hey, when are we going to get our beers? Oh, we'll get that for you right now. 15 more minutes goes by. Appetizers are gone. Bring us our beers
First
finally.
off, were the appetizers still warm?
When they got to us? Yeah, they're actually pretty fresh when they got to us.
Sometimes, even the food itself, you can tell they be making stuff.
Oh,
they leave it out there to wait till the entire order, whatever it is already, or whatever all the appetizers are, and then they bring it in.
Bring it out piece by piece, bro.
Yeah.
But
what beers?
Yeah.
They're like, what beers?
I know. And they're like, oh, yeah. Ew. And then before they even left, we were like, can you actually just bring us 2 of each? Like, can you just... 8 drinks.
Just save the other trips.
Yeah,
save me having to wait another 30 minutes.
Since you haven't started
just go ahead and bring me 2 of them.
Because obviously, how hard is it to pour a beer out of a tap?
Yeah.
It's not. So we were like, just double it up. And then we had to get another round of appetizers. Bro, I was like very dissatisfied. Luckily, it was happy hour.
Yeah.
Bill was not that bad.
I would say, and also happy hour means that the stuff is cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go. Just because they have feathers in their wings at Wingstop, and the Caribbean auntie in me gets mad every time. Yeah, sometimes that happens, and it should not happen.
It should.
Ronnie goes, they were playing like Daughtry and shit. Yeah, over at Arby's. Just goes, actually, you know what doesn't get hate enough? Carl's Jr. Interesting.
That's crazy.
But Carl's Jr. is just like,
it's just overpriced in my opinion.
definitely overpriced, but also it's just pretty average. I feel like nobody gives it hate because nobody says it's good.
I like their chicken sandwiches.
I
like them. They're all right.
Yeah.
The chicken stars. I like chicken stars. That's
Chicken stars. I definitely get chicken stars. I get like their Western bacon, but I don't go to Carl's Jr. often. And I feel like, again, it doesn't get the hate because it also doesn't get the praise.
Their redemption.
Nobody says Carl's Jr. is like, oh my God, that's
is
the
that
spot.
they take EBT. That's what keeps them on that borderline is they take EBT.
Maybe I know I've been losing sleep with thinking about the things that we could be. Jesus. Josh goes, their tips began stolen by their managers, I'm guessing over at Buffalo Wild Wings. Tish goes, I do not miss being in the food industry. That's a difficult industry to get to just like have to not be I don't know, just stressed, not be depressed in.
Food industry in America.
Yeah, craziness.
If I was in a different country, I could totally get behind being in the food industry.
Yeah.
Because you're paid enough.
Paid, but also I feel like it's more of like there's more of like an art to it, and I feel like also too like there's as cliche as it is, like there's more love put into it,
100%.
I feel like if you go to like any kind of fast food, but maybe even some restaurants too, out over in like the U.S., depending on where you're at. Like speaking just as like California natives, like if you go to the wrong place, wrong restaurant, they're just not gonna give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean. Sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it just depends on what server you get.
Yeah, true.
If your server's an asshole, sorry, man.
Yeah.
That sucks. You're going to have a shit experience. Like, that's one thing I always tried to do when I was in fast food was just, I don't know, smile.
That's sometimes,
smile. Care
that's
about
all
your
it takes
customers.
sometimes,
The thing with America is we're forced to care because we have to live off tips in the food industry.
Yeah.
But like in Italy, man, even in Japan, like they don't really give a fuck. They don't give a shit about you because they get paid enough. They're just like, I'm just here to collect my paycheck.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Here's your food, bro.
I guess there is that element where it's like, if you already have, a solid check coming your way, despite the tips, and maybe you aren't going to care as much.
Well, because, I mean, especially in Japan, you're not allowed to tip. That's like, they're
really?
like, dude, the first restaurant we went to in Japan, I left like 500 yen. That's like fucking $3 and something cents. And the lady came downstairs out the door. And she was like, wait, take your money back. And I was like, I was like, oh, fuck. I'm sorry. American. I forgot. We don't tip out here. And she goes, it's okay. Yeah. She goes, yeah, no, we can't take it. My boss would get mad at me. I was like, oh, shit, really?
So Josh is, as far as Wingstop goes, Buffalo Wild Wings, he gets his wings extra wet. That's what he liked about Buffalo more than Wingstop.
I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's valid. Ronnie goes, I miss being a waitress and snatching my waist with my apron.
Dude.
Just goes, Ronnie, same girl. Now I have corporate office chair butt. Oh no, like corporate office, like cubicle.
Oh no.
Ronnie goes, we love a heated cushion. And he goes, it's good. Ronnie says Arby's chicken sandwich was like a giant Wendy's nugget. It was kind of similar to like a Wendy's, like kind of, you know, chicken sandwich. Just goes more of the COL to pay, COL, call, cool, ha, COL to pay. In Asian countries, it's considered rude to tip.
Yeah. I mean, even
ain't
Italy,
never seen anything until you worked in a bowling alley snack bar when the 40-somethings are having a championship. They would drag you from behind the counter. Jesus, sounds like a nightmare. Oh, cost of living. Yeah, cost of living. I was like, call of Ludi. Call of
Ludi.
Sorry about that, Tish.
Dude.
Yeah. So very interesting. Yes. But guess what? As far as the whole, bringing it back to the Arby story, she said that she would eat again.
Ronnie, what's your 1 to 10 on Arby's?
I feel like if you were to ask her, it'd probably be similar to what that girl in that Instagram reel was. It was just like one of those things, or maybe it was a TikTok. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was like if nothing else is open, I'll eat Arby's again.
That's so great.
It's okay with the HR acronyms. I'm like, it's okay, Tish, with those home run acronyms. Okay. Like my fucking
home run, yeah.
Peanut brain.
Her touchdown acronyms.
Yeah, so that is that's the interesting fast food list, and that's based off of
like I could see that
sales and all that. 6 is kind of what I think we both gave it.
That's fair.
And again, 6 is solid as far as fast food goes.
Yeah,
you know, there are places that are worse for sure.
I don't know any fast food that's really a 10.
No, I mean, no, definitely not 10. I think now we'll go ahead and we'll get into the Q&A.
Last week.
Let's do that. And then I want Zach to go ahead and kind of talk to us about his trip. We'll go ahead and we'll do that. And then we'll go and we'll get into the
how
episode.
My trip started.
Let me go ahead and find the Q&A.
Fries.
I hope Josh is still with us.
Really, fries are better, Ronnie.
And for any of our friends that did not answer the Q&A and you want to go and give us a response, you can give it to us live in chat. We'll go ahead and we'll talk about it. Let's see what we got. Booyah. All right. This question was posted by Lex.
Thank you, Lex.
And this question was presented by Josh. Now, Josh, right? We got 2 responses. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into this, and maybe we can do a little discussion if we want to, because it is an interesting question. I feel like your mind would go ahead and kind of take it to some really cool places. And so Josh was asking us in chat last week, do you think being a Titan user cures diseases, disabilities, or deformities?
Yes.
Think so?
I mean, Aaron grew a leg back. I consider that a deformity.
Okay. So just for anybody that has a disease, any of that stuff, you think their body just will be able to go ahead and regenerate just and fight off that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not, because if you can regenerate cells, what's stopping you from? Like, I feel like we talked about it a long time ago. I was like, I'm sure you could force your hair to grow or force your fingernails to grow and things like that.
Yeah.
Like if Aaron wanted to, Aaron could force a beard.
I mean, Josh went ahead and talked about the fact that like Rhino literally had no fucking head. Essentially.
Yeah.
And still was able to go ahead and grow all that back.
Moved his consciousness. Yeah. Like I think the sky's the fucking limit.
As long as you are equipped and capable and trained enough, maybe to go ahead and do it.
Right, enough practice, yeah. I mean, start small, of course.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't see why your body, if you're constantly just, even in a natural state, gonna regenerate, I don't see why it can't burn out a disease or two.
Yeah.
Like if you have a fever, it could just scorch the shit out of your fever.
We go into the Q&A conversation and Ronnie goes, let me find a seat in the back. Just goes, not pure Titans. I think their body morphs their deformities. That's an interesting idea right there, right?
Yeah, pure Titans, no. But if you're like a Titan wielder, like a warrior, 100%.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think you could.
So
I think you're guaranteed those what is it, 13 years?
Yeah, 13 years is what you are given. We are obviously all aware that not every single Titan user survives 13 years.
But I think in terms of just basic health, you're guaranteed those 13 years.
Yeah, just as the shifter gets all the perks, isn't that right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we get our first response over from Bobby, friend of the show, Bobby. I don't know if Bobby's still in chat, but thank you so much for the response. And Bobby says, oh, for sure. I think it literally makes them peak human physical condition. And he goes, arm and twig to 84 pack.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great example right there.
Steve Rogers their asses real quick.
No, yeah, no doubt. I mean, you could, again, goes back to the conversation of if Irvin came back as the freaking Colossal Titan,
he'd have all of his limbs back.
He would be Steve Rogers, literally, in that freaking,
dude, he'd be Captain America.
Yeah.
100%. Post-hero serum.
The thing is, too, is that
or super soldier serum.
We couldn't go ahead and think of any kind of potential examples or anything close to somebody who is a Titan wielding power user and has some sort of disease. Now, we talked about how it changes. Maybe
we could talk about how Armin was a piece of bacon.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, too, is that we talked about it's like it could alter appearances based off of maybe like what it's doing to the body, right? Well, obviously, you remember Udi Rice, where he looks so old in comparison to where I feel like years before, where he had that kind of relationship, friendship with, Kenny.
Yeah.
He didn't look that old. So
no, he didn't.
It could just be dependent on Titan, right?
I feel like it could also
founding
be
Titan ability, a user.
If you're only given 13 years, maybe it takes the energy you would have had past those 13 years if you hadn't been a Titan wielder. Yeah. And maybe in that last 13th year, it's like all of your age gets accelerated because it's like, okay, we burned through all of the life energy that they've had or would have had. And now in that last year, it's just, hey, man, you're fucking decrepit.
Yeah,
we burned all. If you like, I'm sure Hanji would figure it out, but like if you transform a lot more when you're in your early Titan user era, you might age sooner or quicker. Or if you don't transform as much, maybe you just look normal the rest of your life. But I think it also depends on, who knows. But I definitely could see it being like whatever lifespan you had, it's getting condensed into those 13 years.
Makes me think of,
and the more you have to regenerate, the more of your lifespan you're using.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. We were talking about that. You're talking about the more you use or whatever it is, a Titan ability user, that it goes out there and kind of condenses your lifespan or whatever. And I was thinking about like with Death Note and how if you want to get the eyes or whatever, literally your lifespan in half.
Yeah,
whatever the lifespan is. So I don't know. I mean, I think that it could be dependent over on the Titan, and it could be dependent on how you use that Titan, right? Like if you overuse its abilities, and like you said, you're constantly having to go to regenerate, or you're constantly having to go ahead and whatever the case is, right? Then maybe it is a significant wear and tear on your lifespan, on your like just overall physical appearance. But if you were to look, like if you were to go to a doctor, clean bill of health. Yeah, nothing wrong with you, but
you just look old.
Physically look like you are aging at such a rapid pace, So it could be the case. And I'm curious, like if the 13 years do run its course and you don't pass that Titan on, how do you just die? Is it just like of old age?
I think it forces you to age,
or is it like Death Note heart attack?
It could be
like I don't know if we've seen somebody decide. You know what? Like, I'm not gonna give up this Titan.
How did Udi die? He just died of.
Well, he passed it on to Frida, I believe, right?
Well, how old was Udi when that happened?
Well, I don't know his exact age, but I do know that he lived the entire 13 years.
Yeah.
So,
but he looked pretty old at the end.
Yeah, he was old. Real quick in chat, Tish goes, because look at Connie's mom, big ass eyes. If she had a female Titan, she'd be a baddie. Maybe. Tish also says Aaron had depression, and he got super depression. Oh, yeah. Bobby has hit us with the 2 skull emojis.
Oh, here we go. Eddie Rice was in his early 30s when he died.
Shit, he looked like that?
And I think it's because he was in his 13th year. I think in that 13th year, it's like, all right, dude, we're running out of fuel in this body to keep growing shit back. So,
damn, man, that's crazy.
I think that's what it does to force you to pass ways.
Yeah. Tish says,
every time you transform.
What if it makes everything peak? Like, because it shortens your lifespan, it causes all your cells to condense, like the life cycle of a fruit fly.
That's kind of what I was about to get into. Yeah, I think it's just like, even like if you transform, maybe every time you make a Titan, all the cells of that Titan that you're transforming into come from your own lifespan.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you were explaining it, I was like, damn, that does make a lot of sense.
Because think about it this way. If Aaron's a teenager Or if Udi would have to be what, 17 if he, or like
So
at
for the
least
13 years,
20 if he died in his 30s.
Let's say he died at the age of 30, then yeah, he would.
Minimum or youngest when he could have gotten it if he died 30 was 17.
Yeah.
Let's just assume he's like 20 and he's 33. Motherfucker looked like he was 80.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure every time he transforms, like, anytime you make your Titan, that comes from you.
Do we even see him fully transform?
No, I don't think we do.
We only see him use a Titan arm.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe it's just the fact that whatever it is that he was seeing, or who knows what he was doing to maybe like using the power with manipulation, because we understand
that could be a source of energy use
stuff
too,
as well.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know. But Tish says that Udi aged like milk.
Yeah, motherfucker soured.
Yeah.
Soured.
That shit's crazy.
What was Odo's problem?
Then what's yeah? Let's get to Jacob.
Stress.
Jacob gave us the other response. I gotta go ahead and find it again. One moment.
Man.
And Jacob's response to our question was simply no, because they still look disabled. Interesting.
Like who?
Would that be
disabled?
pure Titan forms? Jacob, could you have been mistaken? Or you thinking about pure Titans?
Yeah,
I think that we agree that if you are a pure Titan, then unfortunately that's just a nightmarish hell that you're stuck in. And if you're by chance lucky enough to encounter, an actual Titan warrior wielder, and you somehow,
eat them
and take on their, their ability, then, like you get the perks like Tish was saying, but if not, then I think you're just stuck,
One looks like a Dorito.
Pure, bro. One looks like a Dorito. Yeah, for sure. Bobby goes, damn, Ymir making all these extra rules and stipulations. You know what's crazy is that she had all the time in the world to go ahead and just manipulate anything.
I know,
right?
Seriously.
Like, she could have just gone on to go ahead and like just give like how many Titans were there? There's 9.
Yeah.
She could have given the 10th Titan like to be like crazy out of whatever stipulations, whatever it is.
You get 100 years of life.
You know what? You become the almighty, God Titan, whatever it is. Like, who knows?
You know what, man? You become so powerful that you are the planet. Or you just become the tree.
Yeah. Tish goes, wait, what about that handsome Titan? Was he the exception? I don't know. I think maybe just...
He was so handsome as a human that even his Titan form was like, I gotta utilize
that has to be the case.
I have to be.
If you are a handsome pure Titan, like, that just goes to show your beauty knows no bounds. Like,
Freddie Mercury Titan, man.
Hey, true.
I'm sure Freddie Mercury was like, I'll be damned if I give up this beautiful face.
And what's so funny too is that there are pure Titan forms that are inspired by like people.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, that's, I mean, obviously they are inspired by people because, it's people based off of the show, but I just meant in terms of like, actually maybe it's like celebrities
real life
stuff
people,
and all that.
Yeah.
They're very few and all that. So, Valley goes, or people because, back to his Ymir roles and stipulations, or I think Bobby goes, or people because she died, got assassinated at 13 years and passed the curse. Yeah. That was the 13 years because she passed at the age of 13, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Which again, that just goes to show how cruel King Fritz was.
And then her daughters ate her.
What the fuck? Like, what are you doing with a 13-year-old, bro?
Well, I mean,
she died at 13.
She had 3 kids. He is fucking a 10-year-old, so.
Like, this guy is fucking scummy, man. That's crazy.
She loved him anyways.
Yeah. Just goes Marlon Brando Titan Golly.
Frito-Lay.
Like the Frito-Lay inspired one, yeah. Yeah, Titans again, man. Pure Titans, they come in many shapes and sizes.
Man.
End of AOT, Ymir, Jacob goes. Yeah. But damn, the Pure Titans definitely, unfortunately, have their deformities.
You're forced to be ugly.
Yeah. And they give you a very kind of goofy, creative run style or whatever it is. It's crazy. It just goes, Fritz wasn't even that nice in the face. Get up, girl. Yeah, I think it's just, she was young and he was the first person to go ahead and show her that that care that she didn't even know existed. Who knows? I don't know. But either way, I mean, She was still making Titans for him even over in the paths.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy.
She kept on working.
Yeah.
Bitch,
Damn.
clock out.
So good stuff. Thank you so much for the responses, Bobby and Jacob. And at this time, I think we can go ahead and find out what Zach was up to. I mean, Zach can go ahead and let us know all the places he visited. You were out there for almost 2 weeks, right?
No,
just a week. So yeah, for a week. And you can let us know how the trip
AJ already
started.
got the summary summary of my first 30 minutes in Italy.
So I'll let you go ahead and you tell us wherever you want to start. Okay.
We met Nate in LAX because Nate flew Nate's flight. Nate had an extra like 3 hours because he flew Texas to LAX.
Mm-hmm.
Then we all flew from LAX to Germany. So my sister's so funny. My sister is so adorably stupid. The location was Frankfurt, Germany. She goes, we're gonna stop in Kentucky. I want to go to Frankfurt, Kentucky. So we're gonna get some KFC out there. I was like, it says Frankfurt G, not Frankfurt K. She goes, no, we're going to Kentucky. We get on the plane. We have our little screen. She goes, why aren't we stopping in Kentucky? Oh, Germany. Oh, Frankfurt, Germany. I was like, you're so fucking blonde.
What was crazy is that what if there is a KFC there?
There wasn't.
Okay.
I did not see a single KFC. I saw bratwurst, bro. I saw a fuck ton of bratwurst in the airport.
Nice.
Anyways, we fly to Germany. Waited like an hour. I got a cool beer. I got a bratwurst myself. I was like, I have to try it.
Okay.
And then we went to Italy. We get off the plane. We go to baggage claim. Go watch the bag spin around. I see my brother's bag, grab it. See my sister's bag, grab it. See a bunch of other bags come down, spinning. All the bags are gone. Where's my bag?
Then we got the last man standing.
There's no bag. There was no bag for me. They lost my bag. They lost that shit so quick.
You didn't get your bag over in baggage claim, but have you received your bag since?
No, they haven't. They still to this day have not found my bag.
Zach has not received his baggage. Holy shit, that's crazy.
Zacharoni file, that's funny.
There you go.
You know, they lost my bag. So I lost some of my favorite clothes.
Oh.
I lost my $150 Ariat hiking boots. But if the airport asks, because I will make them pay me for my lost shit, I'm going to tell them it was like $300 hiking boots. I lost 2 pocket knives. I lost survival kit, another pair of shoes. I lost all.
Somebody has all that, dude.
I know. Someone took it. I guarantee you someone took it.
It's somewhere. It didn't just go ahead and just disappear.
Yeah, it doesn't just phase out of existence.
No.
But yeah, they lost my shit. So yeah, luckily Abby brought my dad an extra bag so we could take stuff home.
Yeah.
I just took some of my dad's clothes. And I bought underwear. He was like, do you want my underwear? I was like, fuck no. Fuck no. I don't want your underwear, no, man. Yeah, it was cool. We landed in Rome.
Tish has a little travel tip for you.
See, that's what I wish I'd done. I wish I put an air tag in it. Honestly, Tish, I'm going to be so real with you. I did not put the one-piece luggage tag on there because I had a gut feeling. Because I told my siblings right when we landed, I was like, watch my bag not be there. And I'm so glad that I didn't lose because she got me a Straw Hat Jolly Roger luggage tag. I'm so glad I still have it. I had it on a different bag. And I was like, I'll put something else on this bag. I had a different tag on it. Still lost it even with my tag. But yeah, they haven't found my shit. Landed in Rome. Here, let me get pictures going. Landed in Rome.
You're trying to show them cheeks, huh?
Sheesh.
Not gonna be sending me pictures of cheeks.
I sent AJ a booty pic. Oh, here. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna switch over here to Lexi's seat real quick. This is me in the airport, pissed off. This was 20 minutes into waiting after checking in with the claim area twice. I was like, that's my fit. That's what I'm rocking with it.
That's what you're rocking for the week.
I'm like, this is all we got. This is all we got.
All that and
had my Gojo pose.
and then you had to go and rock your dad's fits.
Yep. Oh man.
Yeah.
So, funny story 2. I'm gonna sit right here. Funny story part 2. My parents went to. My parents went to order us a ride to their hotel, right? From the airport. They didn't give us a ride. They forgot to pick us up.
Your parents?
The hotel.
Oh, the hotel.
They forgot to send us a ride.
Yeah.
So they sent us a fucking bus. For just the 3 of us.
Oh, I mean, hey, that's pretty fucking cool. The fact that you guys all sat together on that empty bus, I mean, that goes to show you guys are close.
Talking to our Italian driver.
There you go.
Who was giving us all the hot spots.
Okay.
So, we went to Rome. Where is it? This is near the restaurant we went to. All the buildings are super tall. Architecture was great. The architecture was beautiful. People there, honestly, they weren't as mean as the French. I heard the French are like assholes, but they were pretty cool. We went to go see a couple statues.
Nice. I think I saw that same statue in Vegas.
Yeah, but this one's real. We went to, what's it called? Let me find it. We went to the Trevi Fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing with the Trevi Fountain is if you throw in coins to the Trevi Fountain, you're supposed to come back to Italy. It's like...
Isn't that the fountain that the Paul brothers were jumping in?
Yes, it is. But the whole thing is you put a coin in there, and at some point in your life, you will go back to Italy.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's the whole stipulation there.
But you're like, I got no coins. I don't have any luggage.
Yeah, I got a... Okay. When we weren't in Rome more than one night. We left the very next day to Florence.
Oh, okay.
This is a time lapse.
Sounds like a cat purring.
It's a 45-minute time lapse.
Wow.
Because that was our bullet train from Rome to Florence.
Okay.
That's just another time lapse. Okay, this is the first pizza that we got. It's Diavola, which is spicy pizza.
Diavola.
Spicy salami.
Nice.
Dude, their spice tolerance is fucking non-existent.
Really?
Nothing was spicy.
I was gonna say flavor scale is probably a lot different than over in the States here.
Amazing flavor, no spice.
Ah,
We had to ask every restaurant, we asked for chili oil.
You're like, spicy!
I was like,
I need it more spicy.
Can we get chili flakes and chili oil? Are you sure? Yes, give me. Just bring me spice. They don't do spice there. Florence was beautiful. This is Piazza San Giovanni. It's one of the big chapels there.
Wow.
Absolutely cool. We did not get to go inside. They had a little carousel. We saw 5 carousels the entire trip. Oh, this was cool. A live performance from a clarinet.
This is like Loketown.
Yeah. And we went with East William Middle School. We went with the band teacher. She's basically family now. Her instrument is the clarinet.
Okay.
And she was goo goo gaga. She was like, yes, a clarinet player. Wow, yes. She was losing her mind over it. We went to a couple rooftop bars. They were all right. A lot of them were, because the drinking age is 18.
Uh-huh.
A lot of the rooftop bars were like trying to get the younger people so they'd get just fucked up and keep drinking. They didn't want to serve us. They kept going to the younger groups that would walk in after us. Yeah.
Wait. You guys weren't considered the young group?
I know, right?
Damn.
Well, Abby would have been if Abby was by herself.
Shit, dude.
But
they gave you that unk status, huh?
Nate's got more fucking facial hair than I do.
Yeah.
And then we had my mom and Debbie. So they were just like...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were just like, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense if, if they had like parental figures there.
Here's that church again at night.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big building, like a big circular building. And then there's the chapel. That circular building is where all the baptisms were held. Oh, did I turn it? I did turn it. We'll do this. We'll lock the screen real quick. Yeah, and that night, right before this video, they had like a whole march of like 200-300 people, each with candles.
Oh, okay. Oh shit! I think I saw a smoker walking by.
Might as well have been. Everyone's fucking smoking there, man. Everyone was.
They're like 18-year-olds just smoking and drinking.
Yeah, man. Fuck, I saw.
And no spice.
I saw some like they had to be 13 max.
Really?
Pack of cigarettes.
That's crazy.
Just walking around, packing their hands, cigarette in their lips. Me, Nate, and Abby.
They're like,
first night in Florence, we went to a club.
Where's straw at?
We went to one like actual like dancing club.
You guys went to a club?
Yeah, me, Nate, and Abby did that night.
Oh.
We went to a bar before the club because the club was still getting ready. They opened at midnight.
They opened at midnight? Hell no.
All the Europeans are like peak social hours are 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Then you go home.
Like midnight freaking.
Yes, dude. Dude, I felt so fucking old. It was 1 a.m. and I was like, dude, I need to go to the room.
Yeah, just even the thought of 1 a.m. is already like.
Fuck, man.
I'll
That's
pass.
1 a.m. the 2 days after our flight. And the club was cool. The drinks were great. Drinks are actually pretty cheap.
Okay.
Expensive shit is like similar to Japan. The expensive shit is like clothes, like accessories. That's where the money really is. Yeah, we went to this place called Greenhouse. Okay, I'm moving back now. I'll show you more pictures later. We went to this place called Greenhouse,
Yeah.
and it's just all house music. My bad. You good? You good? You good? It's just all house music, and Nate and Abby get espresso martinis. I get a beer, and I can't. I'm not a big caffeine dude. Best fucking espresso martini ever.
Really?
That dude, it was fucking great. Even Abby, and she's a big espresso martini girl now.
Okay.
She's like, this is great. She's like, I'm gonna tip him. I was like, do whatever you want. It's your money. I
don't give a fuck.
I was like, I gotta save my money for a fucking wardrobe now.
Espresso martinis, huh?
But the club was cool. Met some interesting people. We saw
espresso martini is like the martini right now.
I think so.
I've been hearing a lot about espresso.
Oh, everyone been. I have too. Even my mom and Debbie got espresso martinis.
For some espresso martinis.
It's up to you, bro. That's your call. I mean, a little sip won't kill you.
It'll only just make me spiral.
Okay, guys, this is. Did your eyes just cross? I looked at the camera and I just saw your eyes cross. This is crazy. Warning, guys. There's a phallus on this picture. We saw the king of. One of the original king of the Jews. We saw David, the one who killed Goliath.
Ah.
And then this is
beautiful.
The I sent AJ.
And then Zach decided to send me that.
I told
There you
AJ, don't
go.
tell your parents I sent you a booty pic. This little right here where my thumb is, that's the slingshot. That's his little slingshot, and he has the rocks in his right hand.
Okay.
But we saw a bunch of art at the museum that we saw David in, and funny enough, they had Stitch in a toga
What?
for the new Lilo and Stitch movie,
Damn, that's pretty cool.
and it's pretty damn like
That's pretty detailed right there.
Yeah, they did a really good job on it.
Yeah.
Let me see what else have I got for you guys. Oh, this is me wearing my dad's clothes, but I actually had some decent shit for me to go ahead and make some fits out.
I think it wants us to see your dad's fits.
I know. My dad's like, don't share my clothes with people. Hello.
So that's what Zach looks like when he's gonna be a dad.
Pretty much. Went to another museum after David. That's just this is a little sad carbonara dish. Honestly, the dishes don't look like they're gonna be that filling when you get there.
Yeah.
When you get them. Hello, bro. Let me show the food off.
Oh man.
Brother. Whatever. You're not allowed to see carbonara now.
Yeah. That's some carbonara right there.
Will you do this? No, I know how to do this. Come on, bro.
Just go. That's like the Hawaiian shirts dads wear.
No, literally. So this is the river in Florence.
Yeah.
This side, dude, look at how beautiful it was that day. I was still sweating.
Yeah. I say probably humid, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything really. Oh, so I went for a walk.
Yeah.
And there are these windows.
Okay.
Little windows, probably about the size of 2 phones tall.
Interesting.
Whatever. 2 phones tall. And you knock on them, you pay 5 to 10 euros for a glass of wine. And it's like a pretty full glass of wine. And sometimes if you're at the right window on the right day, they have a little monkey.
Yeah.
Like a legit monkey who opens the window and gives you the wine glass. And if you get the monkey, you don't pay.
So is this like
we did not get the monkey. It's
wine
just
glory holes or something? Or?
Pretty much. That's pretty much what it is.
The fuck?
You knock on it and you see what kind of wine you get. And it's random wine for the window. But my mom, so that's one thing my mom really wanted to do, so I found one for her. I'm just going to scroll through so you guys can see. Oh, this was cool. I got another picture of this at night. This is Piazza Santa Maria
I was
Novella.
gonna say, is that the platform where they executed Gold Roger?
Fuck, it looks like it, huh? Oh, this was one of our favorite wines, even though it wasn't.
Wine glory holes is crazy.
Wine glory hole.
That is crazy.
Oh, dude. Live street performance.
That would get you in trouble though, thinking about the wine, just random wine that you get.
Yeah.
Like, for like Attack on Titan wine.
Dude, I'm sure I got
that,
spinal fluid.
You get that Zeke wine?
For real. Here, let me see. I want you guys to be able to hear this a little bit. They played the Flintstones after this.
After this?
But jazz, like a jazz Flintstones. It was fucking great. Me and Debbie stood there for a while. And we were there for like 30, 40 minutes. They were going crazy. And then, dude, so much gelato. Every street has a gelato shop.
Really?
I only got gelato once, and I got a cinnamon gelato in Cinque Terre. Oh, so good.
Really?
So good.
Wow.
All right, that's
Guys just like strolling by.
Night shot.
Ooh.
Night shot. Our drinks.
Yeah? See some espresso martinis right there.
Actually. Oh, no, that's not it. We got it after.
Well, that's that glory hole wine, huh?
Yeah. Another statue. I was honestly just taking Abby was taking these of me. This was on our way to pizza, and I was like...
Zach's like, hey, don't be afraid to take some candid photos, okay?
I actually... Fuck off, I did. I was like, hey, sis, no one's going to take pictures of me but you. So, like, if you see a moment...
Got an update in chat. Lexi just landed.
Congratulations on a safe landing. Yeah, this was our walk over to the Leaning Tower. Oh, my sister's so stupid.
Like, what? I was gonna say she's getting a little close to the wall there.
I know. Well, dude, we were delusional and jet lagged on our walk over to
she had a little too many espresso martinis.
Yeah, she did. Oh, here, there's another one. Her stupid walk.
The walk?
Yeah. She'd be so mad at me for exposing her.
Exposing her? This is gonna be the only thing that goes viral. Oh man.
Oh, that's my stupid sister. I love her. Leaning Tower. There's actually, see, I was like, let me hold this shit up for them real quick.
There you go.
There's like a bunch of them.
That was like you whenever I saw you on the camera walking Nico. You had to go and put some arch in your back to make
I did. I
go and start.
I had to hold that dude steady.
Your ass.
I got her kissing the tower.
That walk is crazy weird, yeah.
My friend asked me for a specific pose, so Abby got me a picture of me posing.
Okay.
That's my knee.
Oh shit.
And then I got, where is it? I got me leaning on
your
it.
sister had that Doffy walk.
I know, she had the dopey walk. She didn't even get that. Hold up, where's the other one I had? I had the beautiful idea for this pose.
You twat Doffy. There you go.
Me holding my pizza.
There you go.
Oh, there's family. Is this a video?
The lovely
family. Nah, there's the whole of us. We were like, look, it looks like pizza looking in our picture. This is another one. Sister got pesto. I got a seafood tagliatelle, lasagna, and then I got one time we got French fries. I try. We got French fries one time. They were fucking shit.
Really?
They're so
what
bad.
What made them shit?
They were so crunchy. No salt, no nada. It's chips. Chips. That's basically what it was.
You're like, what the fuck is this? I ordered fries.
Oh, I got my friend. My friend had a daughter.
Okay.
Had? Huh? What?
You said had?
His wife had a daughter. They gave birth. She gave birth like a week before the trip. So I got her a little piece of bib.
Nice.
I thought it was funny that it looked like the horse was carrying the tower. That's my stupid humor. Let's go through. Oh yeah, this is... Dude, the water actually in most of all of Italy was really clear. Oh, here, this is my mom going back to the window. She did not get the monkey.
Back for more wine?
Yeah, and this was at like...
Has anybody else been to Europe? Did anybody recognize these places?
This is at like 10:30 p.m.
I wonder if anybody else in the chat has seen these places.
They're cool, man. We were all like tired, so we were like, we don't want any more alcohol.
You got a shoe? What does a shoe mean?
I don't know what that is. Yeah, she got her wine. Oh, this is at Piazza Santa Maria Novella. That's at night. Abby got more pictures of me.
At night.
Yeah. That's me.
There's a lot of pictures of you there,
dude,
pal.
she spams the camera for me. I went on a walk at night, and this is that same river from earlier with the bridges at night.
Yeah.
I went down and I walked along here. Super fun.
Nice.
I was sweating the whole time. Yeah, I went walking for a while this night. I just went and explored. Oh, I don't know what that was. Oh yeah, this is us getting ready for the boat. Good, beautiful day out.
Look at that. You don't get to see crystal clear blue water like that over here in the States.
Fuck no, we don't. And then...
You're like, that water looks fake. Are you sure these are real images? This isn't just AI? You're like, I didn't even go to Europe.
We didn't even get to go up here, but this was such a cool looking castle. And then on this side, you can go around. There's a cove to go swimming in.
Yeah.
Let me see. I think I pan around a bit. Yeah, in that little cove, you can go swimming.
Is that just to add on to the effect? Can you also read Tish's most recent chat?
When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Thank you for that.
Bobbity boobity boobity bop. Yeah, this was the coast of Cinque Terre. It was like a 45-minute boat ride. We made like 4 stops on the way.
Because you had to pee? Oh.
They had toilets on the boat.
Okay, cool.
They had like 4 toilets. I had Abby get some pictures for me. Although, let me see if I can navigate this without looking directly at my phone. That's one of the cities. This is the one where I was like, it looks like the movie Luca.
Okay.
Silenzio Bruno.
Hey, wow, that looks really cool.
Yeah, we tried to stop at all of them. But I know the boat stopped. We didn't get off until the last one because the last one was the one with the beaches. Because everything else is like rock. Oh, this is...
Please come back. Yes!
You can like kind of see...
Enthusiasm.
They're dolphins. We didn't even expect to see dolphins out there.
You saw my spirit animal.
And then I go and set my phone up again. There were 3 of them, but 2 of them were on the left side, and I didn't want to walk around because the boat was kind of cramped.
Lovely.
Yeah, that was cool.
Your eye. Free Willy.
It was fucking packed. People were jumping off this
Willy is not a dolphin.
People were jumping off this pier right here, and there's rocks. There's like another rock right here that comes out of the water. People were cliff diving off of it.
Yeah.
This was like, I think this was my favorite day, was going through Cinque Terre and then being on the boat. Even though this is where I got hella sunburnt. You walk through a tunnel to get to the beach.
Wearing your dad's shirt, you know.
Actually, that whole fit I bought out there.
Oh, really?
This is the only fit that I bought out there was that shirt and those shorts. And I was kind of cool. They're very light. Perfect for the humidity.
Got it.
They're having me do the blue steel. Oh, my sister, me and her were talking about how in the Philippines they have like the guys who pretend to be drones, and they'll run around with your phone to get a video for you and pretend they're a drone. So she was thinking she was funny and doing that. That was her salad. There's a little cave. That's a church. I didn't even know that. None of us had any idea that that was a church, but me and Abby walked in there, and I put a little donation in, lit a candle, chilled in there for a bit. It was really pretty.
Oh, nice.
They were like, please don't take pictures in there.
They're like, the Illuminati's in here. Don't do that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this was one of the stops. This is where I got gelato. But you can swim in all that water.
Okay.
Like, there are people all in there swimming around. The water's clear.
And swimming.
Probably like 6 to 10 feet deep right there.
Got it.
I think this is my favorite picture that I took. There's nice, beautiful water, boats. One of the kids took the boat to take a picture, and then he brought it back. This is the spot where I was like, oh, this is like, I feel like I'm in the movie Luca right now. And then Nate went and climbed up. He found a way up to the top of one of the buildings, and it was just like, I'm gonna take pictures. And then
he just found his way? He's just like, what, scaled the building or something? Or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there's just random stairs that go up. Like, you have to find... Dude, it was like a big maze. So this photo was taken while Nate took this photo, and that's me in the white right there taking the photo. Nice. And there's Abby, and he's like, that's where you guys are. Me and Abby took photos. Scroll. Not what I wanted.
A lot of pictures of you there, pal.
I know. Want to see pictures of my sister? Oh, when we were walking back to the hotel after the boat ride, and this little puppy. Come on.
You lost it. You lost the momentum there.
I just saw it. Try to take it. Come on, take it. Take it. I refused to back off this little dog. This little dog walked right in between my legs, just put his head there and stopped walking. The lady like tugged on the leash a little bit, and she looked back and she saw her dog like just in between my legs. She's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, it's okay. It's really okay.
Like,
I was just
no, it's okay.
I was like, leave him here.
My dog.
No, I honestly, I was like, I miss my Coda. He was so cute. I saw this little bike at a restaurant we went to behind one of the bars. And I was like, there's no way that they just keep this shit back here. They do. That's how sunburned I was. That's how sunburned I was.
There we go. So while you're buying clothes, you forgot to buy some freaking
sunblock, pesto. Oh, did not mean to make that a sticker. There's another dog. Abby was like, every time we stop to pet a dog, I want to take a picture of you. That's how red I was. It's me and Abby. This is
Dude, you're pink.
I am pink. Richard Wagner, composer, and his knee is gold because I guess you can keep touching it for good luck, and then his main conducting finger is gold.
His knee is gold because he wants people to touch his knee for good luck.
Well, I guess that's just the tradition, yeah. Because he's bronze everywhere else, and then see that pointer finger? Everyone grabs the finger.
Go on, take a seat on my knee.
He's like, pull my finger.
He's like, go ahead and take a little seat right here.
Another pizza. These are just pictures that I took on the train back from Cinque Terre to Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's towards the end of the trip.
And you know what's funny?
Oh, dude. This is
still no luggage. Meal. That's crazy.
Still no luggage. This is my mom's last meal. Whoa. Whoa. She got a lobster dish. That lobster was so gas. And this was the flight back. I saw these
dolphins.
I wish.
Sky dolphins. You saw the legendary sky dolphins? Like, we went to Sky Island.
I went to Sky Island. These are all snow. I just thought this was
what airline?
Flight back. Condor.
Interesting.
Yeah, I liked the view. There are these snowy ass mountains, and then it's just all like lush green farmland and rivers, and it was just a really cool comparison. Yeah, that's about the end of the trip.
Right on, man. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. You know, it sucks that
thank you for my TikTok. Yeah, whatever, bro.
Not being there, but I'm glad you still made the most of it. I feel like a lot of people go ahead and use that as a way to go ahead and be like this fucked up my trip or whatever and stuff, you know. But I know you're definitely gonna go ahead and kind of just enjoy it no matter what.
Try my best, bro. Yeah, I think honestly, the most frustrating part was because I'll eat damn near anything, bro.
Yeah.
Trying to watch the other 4 pick a fucking spot to eat, dude. Holy shit. We would walk by like 10 solid restaurants with good pricing, good selection. No, I don't want this one. Anybody else want this? No, okay, let's move on next one. Oh. And then it got to the point where I was like, I don't care where you guys eat. I'm gonna eat right here. And I walked in, and then 2 of them were like, "We're not gonna."
You abandoned the crew. You're
yeah.
like,
Well, they all.
This.
I went in and they were like, "Well, we have to eat together." And I was like, "No, we fucking don't. No, we fucking don't." And then 2 of them didn't want to eat there, and I was like, "Then eat somewhere else." They're like, "No, we'll sit here." Why are you gonna sit here and watch me eat? Just go get food somewhere else.
Sometimes deciding on a place to eat can be
What's
a very
Appa?
difficult task.
It was Condor, Condor. That was the airline.
I'm sorry, Tish says you're wrong.
Oh,
It says
Appa Yip
Appa.
Yip. Like
That's Appa.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Appa Yip Yip. I wish I took a sky bison.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, that was trip. Trip was cool though.
Nice, man.
Yeah, for all the people I promised little wheels of cheese and wine to, fucking kiss my ass. I didn't even have a bag, so I had to get a bag.
Yeah. Yes, for the Sky Dolphin. All right, perfect. Well, again, glad that you're back. bro,
I'm so glad to be back. I miss my dog.
Yeah.
I miss my doggy so much. So when are we gonna go to Italy? Nah, fuck that. Let's go to Barcelona. So it's not as humid.
Exactly. Hey, what's up, Zway? Zway says,
What's
what's
up,
up?
Zway?
Zway's here. Zway's back. Welcome. Hopefully you have a good week there, Zway. But yeah, we're just chatting here. Zach was just letting us know as far as his trip over in Europe, and glad that he's back. And you guys know the drill. We're here talking Attack on Titan. This is the Attack to Talk podcast, and I'm ready. What do you think? You guys ready? Let's go ahead and let's talk some AOT. Figure out what the fuck we're talking about today. Like I said, we're starting episode 10. We're going to be starting a sound argument. This is where we continue to go ahead and focus over on Aaron's freaking downward spiral.
Yeah.
He is
We get
losing it.
to him losing his mind.
He's losing a grip with reality. He's now just solely focused over on the agenda, the task at hand, and that is just eyes forward, moving forward, pathway to freedom, right? And he understands what needs to happen for him to go ahead and get that freedom. And yeah, I mean, so we talked about how Aaron's now, his character has changed, his attitude has changed, personality has changed based off of really the effects of all the memories, just how things are starting to be proven right to him, and just, you know, he's becoming numb to certain things. You know, friendship doesn't mean shit to him anymore, you know.
Nothing matters but the mission.
And so he's just really now just becoming just solely focused on the errands. I mean, we know that there's multiple errands that are in control here. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's just Aaron Yeager in him that's manipulating his mind. But we're going to go ahead and focus on Aaron and how he is now essentially welcome back to parody. Not a very good welcome, but just to do a little brief recap, some of the stuff that we talked about last week. We talked about just Niccolo as like a Marleyan paying his respects and grieving over, you know, an island devil. He focused, I should say, we focused on Niccolo going to Sasha's gravesite because he couldn't believe that she was gone. Jean and Connie again had to go ahead and relay the information, and I think it's news that they probably hate giving people.
I'm sure.
But you could tell they even felt the guilt too, because they were very apologetic, and Niccolo at some point was even like, "You don't have to apologize to me about it and stuff, you know." And then we feel like Niccolo maybe is hiding certain kind of emotions because he doesn't want to fully express what he's feeling, because at the end of the day, it's still like, you know, it's just, this is, you know, an island devil and whatnot. And I can't really show how I really feel because maybe it could be frowned upon. Because literally, we started the episode with a garrison soldier, an old garrison soldier who is kind of berating Niccolo, being like, "What are you doing here?" Right? The people here that are buried here are essentially like because of people like you or whatever, right? It's pretty much insinuating that like
They're dead because your people put them here.
yeah, I mean, so it's one of those things where like that animosity is still there, and Niccolo was just trying to pay his respects, and then Jean and Connie intervened, like I mentioned, and you know, Nicola was able to go ahead and kind of again pay respects to Sasha's family, and we're gonna go ahead and see later on really how that whole thing really changes the story as far as just with really showing and illustrating that at the end of the day we're all just people. It's not about being Marley. It's not about being from parody. Excuse me. It's not about like wherever you're from.
We're all human.
It's about just trying to be a good person, and Sasha's family, they're good people. Sasha's parents, they take in orphans. We talked about how Sasha growing up, she's obviously very self-sufficient because of, just the background of like having to survive and stuff, and how she's become such a key part of being that Levi squad member, right? Somebody who is a sniper, somebody who can notice certain kind of things as far as like sounds or whatever the case is, So losing Sasha,
she's a hunter.
It's an incredible loss, but again, understanding that Sasha is good people, her family is good people, and when they ultimately have that dinner, which Nicola was like, sir, I cooked a few meals for your daughter. Again, he even was kind of like still like diminishing really what the impact Sasha had.
Yeah,
to him,
he was downplaying it.
And really what, maybe he meant to Sasha as well. He was saying, I made a few meals, she loved my food probably more than anybody. And let me go ahead and cook you a meal, sir, and your family a meal. And so again, that dinner is going to go ahead and be a very pivotal moment over in season 4. But that's something we went ahead and we kind of talked about last week, and then we essentially kind of wrapped up the episode breakdown with Zeke being entered into the island. He is traveling by carriage. He has his babysitter, Captain Levi, there with him.
Yep.
And there's certain things that that kind of maybe alluded to a little bit. We know that they're going to be taking Zeke over to the forest of giant trees. It's very limited space for a big Titan monkey man. And it's funny because even Zeke was like, yeah, but it's perfect for ODM, users or whatever and stuff, So they continue to go ahead and do their little back and forth and stuff.
Banter.
And one thing that was interesting is that, and I want to go ahead and talk to you about this, but upon seeing the forest of giant trees, right, he sees it, and knowing what we know that's going to take place over there in that forest and what he's going to do and cause to Captain Levi. Zeke goes on to say, hey, quick question. This natural wonder, would you mind letting me show it to Gabi and Falco? Now, I was wondering as, going over in preparation for the episode last week, I was wondering why Zeke said that. He obviously knows that Gabi and Falco were there. He referred to them both as miscalculations. Now, I was wondering, did Zeke want them there for the fact of what he's going to do and carry out, and maybe he doesn't want loose ends? Maybe, he's going to try to escape and, turn everybody into Titans
I think he could have definitely tried to bring them in there and given them some sort of little sign to be like, hey, this is where I'm going to try to dip from my little guard dog.
Good point. Could be just to go ahead and keep them informed, right?
If you guys get lost or you lose me, I'm probably going to be here somewhere. That's probably what he was trying to get to them.
That's a good point. So definitely I was very curious as why he purposely pointed out Falco and Gabi. But yeah, so Levi and Zeke's relationship continues to be an interesting one. And then we also see that the loyalty that the Marlians had, if you want to consider, Yelena and Onion Capone as Marlians, I guess maybe they are kind of just
honorary,
brought into that because, they came from Marley in Parody's eyes.
Foreigners.
But, there is no trust anymore now that Zeke has entered the mix, because now it's kind of like, all right, well, we have to really be mindful that Zeke is here. We can't allow any kind of, potential, distractions or potential, like anything that's going to be really detrimental to the plan, especially Zeke being free, even though this is Zeke's plan. So what Pixis and other soldiers did was they essentially surrounded Yelena, Onion Capone, and other Marlian members that helped really kind of, revolutionize, right? Just the island, right? But still wasn't enough. And as a matter of fact, Yelena goes she is able to supply them with all of the Titan serum that they were able to steal. Right? And it was a lot. It was like, 2 crates. It was like, they had a good amount. And Yana even explained that it's a lot to go ahead and essentially try to like duplicate.
Mm-hmm. And it's like breastfeeding.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
it's like a breast pump for Titan fluid.
Yeah. She expressed saying that the weapons that are pointed at him, the guns that are pointed at him are offered as gifts. They were intended to bring freedom to the Eldian people. And then Paces is like, well, I mean, don't overlook our weakness, okay? He's like, we're going at great lengths to keep Zeke on a tight leash. Again, this is probably all this precaution is just because Zeke is there now on the island. So we went ahead and we talked about that, and then we came to finally see and reveal that Annie has been the person that Armin has been talking to, and then we're gonna go and start this episode with where we last left off, and that would be Eren in his prison cell. And so
being a psychopath.
We're going to go ahead and start this episode. Again, this is Season 4, Episode 10, A Sound Argument. This will be Part 1 of our episode breakdown and discussion. We have 3 separate little parts that we're going to cover in today's episode. They both are small little moments of the episode. We got anything funny going on in chat?
First, Zway said, what is that painting on the top right?
Yeah, that would be a substitute here for Lex. No, this is actually a painting that we got from our friend Caesar. We actually have Caesar's Instagram, I believe, linked over in the bio for this episode. Now,
Art of Caesar.
Yeah, Art of Caesar. But this is what is it?
I believe it's Junji Ito inspired. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And it was all
Junji
just
Ito is like a horror manga kind of. I believe Junji Ito is the actual title of the show, I believe.
Yeah, but is that so?
Or is that
again
the mangaka?
Yeah, Caesar went ahead to go ahead.
Junji Ito is the mangaka.
Okay.
So
our friend Caesar made it.
Yeah.
Inspired by the manga, and yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. So
normally it's sitting behind AJ.
Yeah. But we figured to go ahead and we'll put that there for Alexi's spot.
Yeah,
now.
And then Tish, when we were talking about Nicolo, she goes, I have lost my best eater, and I too understand the pain.
Yeah.
And Nico are the same. Yeah, I could totally get that.
Yeah.
And then Zway, I started laughing because Zway says, bro, you eating food in a cup? I'm an ice chewer, bro. I was chewing on the ice. Give me a break. I'll do it away from the mic next time.
Alrighty. So Zach will be our narrator for this first part here.
Let me chew on my.
You want to go and chew on your cup of food? Again, as I mentioned at the start of this episode, because Lexi is not here, the strong female characters will be voiced by us. We will be just reading as the character. So if the voices of these characters just sound like men, it's because we're just reading them.
Yeah, on some real shit.
Yeah.
It's because we're trying our best. All right, ready?
Yeah.
We return to Eren's prison cell. As he stares at himself through the mirror, he tells himself,
so fight. Just fight.
Then, suddenly, Aaron's asked a question as Hanji has been standing on the other side of the prison cell, observing.
What are you doing?
Eren side-eyes Hanji.
I mean, you're clearly muttering to yourself while staring at your reflection. But how come? You just that bored, or... Hey, you said, so fight, just fight, right? But when you say, so fight, just fight, who is it you're wanting to fight? I noticed that you said fight twice. Does that mean you'll fight 2 fights, or 1 fight with 2 rounds?
There's nothing but silence as Eren continues to stare at his own reflection.
Your silence isn't helping your case. I mean, why would you talk to yourself but then ignore another person? This doesn't seem normal at all to me. I've never chatted up my mirror before.
There's still silence.
But on a brighter note, I'm loving your new hairstyle. Yeah, the disheveled look makes a statement, It's like you can't be bothered to deal with it because you're busy working so hard.
Eren finally becomes fed up and annoyed as he interrupts Hanji.
What did you come here to do?
A confused Hanji responds.
What do you mean? I came here to talk. The first time we met, we spent all night talking about Titans. Remember? Though looking back, I guess you just listened as I rambled about my research. I had faith in you. I trusted that you would never sacrifice Historia. Interesting here. So this is what the episode starts off with leaves us with as it starts. And again, as we talked about it, Eren has now kind of just been changing. He's not being very social to the people that he's usually social with. A lot of these characters are noticing a very different side of Eren. And really it's because Eren has no interest in wasting time with these people anymore.
Yeah.
You know, he's now solely focused over on what it is that he needs to accomplish, how it needs to get done in order for certain futures to go ahead and play out. Right?
I mean, I feel like the way I see it too is that Sasha moment was such a turning point for him where he was like, oh, so I really have to die for this to work.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, as if you guys didn't know. Mm-hmm. But he's like, I need to remove myself emotionally from everybody now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be I need them to hate me now. They need to refuse me, and I need them to be willing to do the dirty work for me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's time to start cutting ties. Time to start pissing everybody off, because I gotta make this work now. I already lost Sasha, so I can't let my emotions get in the way of me finishing this plan. Like, it's got to get done now. I've already committed too much.
Yeah, it's a great point. You talked about the Sasha moment. I mean, we talked about it. That almost appeared to be the moment that he lost like his morality.
Yeah.
You know, and then so at that point, then it was like we talked about it. Even Lexi went ahead and presented that Reddit question and the answers to it, where it was like that was the confirmation from him. Mm-hmm. Where when you go out there and you ask like, wait, like, what do you mean I have no control? What do you mean things are going to play out how, you know, regardless of my actions? Like, prove it. And like, okay, well, you're going to ask this question. This is going to be the response. Like, what do you mean? So then when you're given the news and all of a sudden you ask that question and you're given the response that you're told is going to be the response, you're like, wait, oh shit. And you realize I'm not in control.
Yeah.
You know? And then to your point, which is a great point, that now Eren has to protect his close friends by almost alienating them, mm-hmm. almost appearing to go ahead and I should say appearing, but like almost forcing them to hate him, right? To hate his actions, right? So that, you know, they are almost like not associated with him.
Yeah, he wants them to resent him.
Yeah.
He wants them to be appalled by his actions and just kind of sickened by him and what he's turned into.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he needs them to do that dirty work for them. Mm-hmm. Someone's got to put him out of his misery, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, here he is staring at his own reflection, right? We see that the sink is running. Eren is like damp with water. He goes on to put his hair in that kind of like ponytail type of style, and he's just staring and he's just telling himself, right? Telling himself, you know, to fight. Mm-hmm. And we can only assume as far as who it is that he's talking to. We know that it's a reflection of Eren. We can only imagine that this is an Eren that he is talking to. Maybe it is that kind of like more adolescent, younger, scared Eren that is in there. But he needs to go ahead and tell this Eren, don't be afraid, just fight. Mm-hmm. Just fight. Understanding that like all you have to do now is just fight. Yep. You know, don't worry about the fear. Don't worry about your friends. Don't worry about anything else other than just fight.
Yep.
You know,
keep moving forward. As Jacob put it, Tatake.
Yeah, exactly. Tatake. Yeah, I mean that's exactly right. And then we go ahead and we find out that Hanji has been standing on the other side of that prison cell door, just observing. Right? We don't know for how long. We don't know what she all was observing. We don't know if Eren even noticed her or if Eren just didn't give a shit that she was right there. But Hanji, being Hanji, was asking a lot of questions.
Oh, she was instigating a whole lot.
She says, what are you doing? I mean, you're clearly talking to yourself, right? But how come? And then she's asking like, you said fight, just fight, right? So and it's funny how she's out there, she's asking. It's almost like she's also kind of playing with Eren a little bit, right? She's trying to go ahead and get him to, it's almost like a little sibling where, you know, the older siblings like not even paying attention, and they're trying to go ahead and be even more annoying to get the attention or get you to go and respond or whatever the case is and stuff, you know? And so
I think of the Stewie Griffin and Mum.
Yeah.
Mum.
Yeah.
Mummy.
Exactly.
Mummy, Mama.
Yeah.
Mama. What?
And it finally got that response, and then it was just like, you know, whatever. And so Hanji here is asking questions, a lot of questions, trying
like
to get under his skin a little bit.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the fact that Eren is not even responding, she even like tries to go ahead and still like tries to antagonize him a little bit, where it's just like, well, your silence isn't helping your case. I mean, why would you talk to yourself but then ignore another person, right? This just doesn't seem normal at all to me. I've never chatted up my mirror before, which I might be calling bullshit on.
Yeah, I call major bullshit on that
I think Hanji
one.
probably has chatted with herself, whether it's a reflection or whether it's just, you know, like...
She's chatting with the reflection in her glasses, bro. She's looking herself in the eyes, being like, "What am I gonna talk about myself?"
I'm gonna call bullshit on that one a little bit, Hanji. But so, anyways, you know, Eren decides not to still respond, and then she now talking about his hair, and you know, she's still trying to go and be annoying, this and that, whatever. And then finally, Eren's like, "What did you come here to do? Like, you're wasting my time." Like we talked about, you're wasting my time here. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the cell. All right, this is not gonna hold me. All right, I'm gonna get out. What the fuck do you want? And that's when she's like, "What do you mean? I just came here to talk. We used to talk all the time." Again, we're talking about how Eren has changed so much, and then they're noticing. They of course are noticing, right? I mean,
It's hard not to.
Even Armin is having conversations with a girl in a freaking rock, you know, that is not responding. Right, where he's pleading, he's just like, please just say something, just say something. But he's even telling Annie, like, I thought I knew Eren better than anybody, even better than Mikasa, but now I just don't know. Everybody's noticing that Eren is changing. We see how Mikasa now, she's carrying herself. She just seems more depressed. Like, obviously, she was very stoic, she was very quiet, you know, she seemed very focused. She obviously was very protective of Eren, but now she just seems lost.
She's literally like a don't read me for this, but she's literally like a dog that her owner was just like, get the fuck out of here, go.
Yeah, she seems like she's just lost. She doesn't know what to do with herself. Last week we talked about her being the character that she just stayed over at Sasha's grave. She just stayed there in fetal position, and she's just there, you know. And so now, I mean, it's like Eren obviously is in this prison cell. Eren hasn't even been on the island for, you know, however long that time was where he was over in Marley. And you know, Mikasa, I mean, they're all noticing. As a matter of fact, again, you know, Hanji is realizing that maybe Eren wasn't really the person that cared, or really the person that showed that he cared, you know, like we all thought. Where she goes like, well, you know, we did used to spend all night talking about Titans, but now looking back, I guess you were just listening this whole time.
Yeah.
You were just being the one that was listening. And then you know what? Eren has been listening, and Eren's been listening to a lot of different stuff, a lot of different voices, a lot of different memories.
Yep.
You know, and so that's all he's been doing to this point, you know? And he got to a point where he started to listening to everything, and he started actually acting out, started doing things for himself, you know, which is why he essentially forced the island's hand to go over there to rescue him, right? Which they didn't appreciate either. I mean, shit, they lost a great ally in Sasha.
Yep.
And so now, when you have somebody like Hanji going from being that pesky, annoying person, being that kind of, oh, that's just Hanji, to now saying like, I had faith in you. Being like disappointed, you know? Like telling you things like, I trusted you. And it's interesting that she says, I trusted that you would never sacrifice Historia. You know, I think maybe we'll go ahead and we'll get more to that conversation, probably on this episode, but there's going to be more that happens between Hanji and Eren, which we'll go ahead and we'll find out, I think, probably next week. But it's interesting here that Hanji is now trying to, like, not reason with Eren, but almost like wake him up.
Trip him in a sense.
Yeah, to be like, look, like, we had faith in you. Like, what you just pulled out there over in Marley, forcing us to go ahead and save your ass? Like, we may not have lost a bunch of numbers, but we did lose something. We did lose people, right? It was still, like, a moment of realization that you don't care about us.
Yeah.
You use us.
We may have won the battle, but we lost our last hope for humanity.
Yeah. And, this is a moment here where she obviously is not going to forget. Mm-hmm. And Hanji is a character that I feel like is pretty open-minded, pretty patient, and pretty understanding. But here she just seems like she is disappointed and has lost faith in Eren.
100%.
Yeah.
Real quick with chat. Jay goes, for that, talking about the talking to himself in the mirror, that whole interaction.
Yeah.
It was the oh shit moment. I know everything. Oh, he's talking about Sasha's death. I know everything that's going to happen. Really think about this, when everyone around you will die. Like, you got to think it through. Like, everyone's going to die now, so you just got to suck it up.
Yeah.
Zwei also eats ice too. Welcome to the club.
Okay.
Tish says,
see you throwing stones.
I know. Tish says, or maybe he's fighting his morality in that scene, like literally a mirror of Eren that was empathetic to the Eren that can't. And I could totally see the one in the mirror being the one being like, so fight.
We've seen that
Just
Eren
fight.
before, where he's like having trouble transforming. He's constantly like trying to go ahead and like
Literally
rip at
mauling
his
his hand
freaking
apart.
fingers
Yeah.
so that he can try to go and transform. But that fear, whatever it is that's holding him back, he's just like, I can't do it. I picture that Eren right in the reflection, and this Eren is like, suck it up.
Yeah.
You know what? You're gonna go ahead and fight. Keep fighting. That's what I pictured when going through in preparation for this.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you on that. Where Mirror Aaron's just like, hey man, guess what? Nothing fucking matters except fighting anymore.
Yeah.
So fight.
Yeah.
Just fight. Jacob goes, I think of when Tanjiro was staring at himself in the water in the Mugen Train movie, telling himself to fight in his dream. I know you don't really get that reference, but 100% I can see that.
Yeah, that was Demon Slayer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was from the movie.
Yes, with Rengoku.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Nice. Yeah, when Tanjiro's just staring in the water and he's just like trying to snap himself into the fight. Except this is a more more drastic type of fight than Tanjiro's. Jacob then goes, I could be her new Eren, but I go by Jacob. She tried to parent him. Yeah, exactly. She was literally trying to like guilt trip him, do the parent tricks on him. They lost his trust. Yeah, and then they lost his trust and he lost. No, I wouldn't feel like they lost his trust. His trust wasn't with them for a while. I feel like since the kiss with Historia's hand, he hasn't trusted him. Because he knows that they can't change anything now. Yeah. And but he definitely lost all of their trust.
I think that he still trusts that no matter what, they're almost at a fault going to go ahead and try to save him, stop him, rescue him, whatever it is and stuff,
Yeah,
which is why he knew that he trusts that they were going to go ahead and show up at Marley, despite him, essentially going, on his own.
He went rogue, bro. He went AWOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. It's just he looks at them like pawns now is what I feel like. This is when he's like, they're not people anymore. They can't be people to me. Yeah. If they're people to me, I'm gonna care too much. Yeah. And he's probably having this talk with Hanji, knowing exactly what her fate is. Mm-hmm. So he's probably like, he's like, what are you doing talking to me, you burnt chicken nugget? Yeah. Like you're not even gonna be here for the end of it all.
Yeah, you're not even going to be able to go ahead and see ultimately what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste my time with you and stuff, As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to push you away so that, I don't have to deal with whatever the human emotions and stuff like that behind it.
The emotional baggage.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's becoming very cold and numb to a lot of different things, a lot of just kind of human emotions. And he's now just kind of embodying that founding Titan freaking monster.
Yeah.
Ultimately becomes.
Yep. He's getting a case of Udi syndrome.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the next part. Excuse me. I'll be narrating this next part. Zach, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go. We continue the episode as we're informed that this next part of the episode takes place 2 years ago. We hear seagulls in the distance as we can see two groups gathered by a port near a harbor. In one group is Yelena, as she tells Eren.
Eren, it's been a year now. I haven't seen you since you picked up our whole ship. I look forward to working beside you.
Captain Levi with the other group answers for Eren. Too bad. You won't be working with Eren directly. This meeting is as far as we're willing to go. We now understand that Yelena's group are a group of Marlians, as Levi's group are from Parody. Yelena responds to Levi.
More than enough for me. This is an auspicious day. The port's complete at last, and we're about to welcome our first foreign visitors from the sole nation that's friendly to Parody, Hizuru. Their special envoy is Kiyomi Azumabito.
As Yelena welcomes the incoming ship, we fast forward to Kiyomi Azumabito, already settled in on Parody. Miss Azumabito shows something important to her.
Do you recognize this family crest?
Both Eren and Mikasa gasp upon noticing the crest symbol. Mikasa appears to be more bothered by the symbol as she whispers to Eren, "That shape." Eren advises Mikasa, "Yeah, you should show it to them." Mikasa, not knowing what to do, responds, "You think? But Mom told me that I should keep it a secret." Eren reminds Mikasa, "You showed it to me back when we were just kids. This could be the whole reason she gave it to you. Go on." Mikasa decides to remove the bandages covering her wrist. Miss Azumabito notices Mikasa's wrist and is shocked at what she sees. Mikasa lifts up her right wrist, showing Miss Azumabito the same crest symbol, and explains, "Before she died, my mom gave this mark to match one she had herself, and she asked me to pass it down to my own children." Kiyomi Azumabito gasps with pride as she tells Mikasa,
A noble deed, befitting your lineage.
She takes a hold of Mikasa's shoulders.
Over a century ago, Hizuru's shogun was an ally of the Eldian Empire. We Azumabitos trace our lineage back to his son, who was on good terms with King Fritz and often visited here. After the Great Titan War, our once proud nation was left defeated and in disarray. And amidst the chaos and confusion, a child fathered by the shogun's heir was somehow left behind on this island. You are the only direct descendant of the family that once led our nation. Put simply, you are Hizuru's hope.
Wow. So we're left with that. Mikasa's left with that. We talked about how Mikasa, she right now is lost. Well, I should say not at this moment because this does take place 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. So she's not completely lost. And as a matter of fact,
in terms of her lineage and family, she's only got Eren and Armin.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. This is us understanding more about, her background.
And also, to an extent, Levi's.
Yeah, to an extent.
What? Would you say the Ackermans stem from... I don't think the Ackermans stem from Azumabito. I feel like that's a separate lineage, huh?
The Azumabito would be from Mikasa's mother's side.
Yeah, and Ackerman's the father's side.
Yeah. So, the Ackermans, we come to find out, are essentially like the main, bodyguard to, I don't want to say like a royal family member, but, they have attached themselves to almost like the, I think the Fritz family or the royal family, right? And they are almost like the sole protector of that family member. I remember that, I can't remember exactly what the definition was, but I do remember that the Ackermans had a very important role because of their abilities of being able to go ahead and work alongside and protect, a royal family member. So, and we've seen some sort of connections between other different, Ackermans. It's hard to say because we don't know much about Mikasa's family. We even saw, in season 1 where, her mother kind of alludes to, their background a little bit. We don't get much information. As far as her dad goes, we don't know anything about her dad.
Yeah. We get absolutely zilch.
Yeah, so we don't know, as far as Ackerman, really, if he is from a certain kind of Ackerman family or if he's just by Ackerman by blood and he just happened to go ahead and just live this kind of, very quiet lifestyle out over in the, the forest and stuff. But either way, that Ackerman, Mikasa's father, came into contact with a member of the Azumabito clan, right?
Just by sheer chance.
Yeah. And so what Kiyomi explains to us essentially as far as the lineage goes, right? Essentially, it is. Let me go ahead and read it again. So Hizuru Shogun was an ally of the Eldian Empire. It's interesting there. So
King Fritz.
The Azumabito goes out there and they trace her lineage back to his son.
Mm-hmm.
Who was on good terms with King Fritz, often visited there, and after the Great Titan War, our once proud nation was left defeated and in disarray, and amidst the chaos and confusion, a child fathered by the shogun's heir was somehow left behind on this island. You are the only direct descendant of the family that once led our nation. So if I'm understanding this correctly, right, then that means that that shogun, which is from the Hizuru, right, that would be Mikasa's, mother's side.
Great, whatever, grandpappy.
So then that's where that tree comes from. Would be from, again, the mother's side. It would be essentially this shogun that was an ally to King Fritz. So that's where that connection is. Mm-hmm. As far as the shogun's heir that was left behind on the island, we have no idea who that was.
Nope. We just know that lineage got left there.
Yeah. We have no idea who that character was, and we just understand now that Mikasa is the only direct descendant. We don't know how far back that trace is. I mean, no, we do know that the Great Titan War was over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that is Mikasa's, like, great-grandmother, great-grandfather, great-great, whatever. Don't know. And very interesting that is the lineage from, her mother's side, and then also understanding that again, her father, who is an Ackerman, right? Again, we know Mikasa's a badass, and that's a pretty badass combination right there. So,
in the Attack on Titan universe, approximately 2,000 years passed between the time of Ymir Fritz to Eren.
Oh, okay, so it's 2,000 years, which makes sense, obviously, because of the 2,000...
to you, 2,000 years in the future.
Okay. So then I was completely wrong with the Great Titan War. So, wow, that took place that long ago.
Damn, they couldn't repopulate a little more?
That's so crazy. I can only assume the Hizuru clan, as far as their involvement with the war... Obviously, with the Shogun and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder if it was just him. If it was just a Shogun.
It might have been.
But she says that after the Great Titan War, our once proud nation was left defeated and in disarray.
The Great Titan War and Attack on Titan occurred approximately 1,820 years before Eren Yeager's time.
Interesting. Wow.
So, yeah, roughly 2,000 years.
Yeah. That's so crazy. So, to think that, like you said, that the lineage has gone back as far as that. And so now here we are at this moment where it was 2 years ago from the present, that Mikasa is the, like, sole descendant, the only descendant, right, of the family. I mean, we never go over to Hizuru. We never go over there, right?
They probably just only had one child. Each family, they just had one child and passed it on because they didn't want to risk, like, infighting, I guess, once they realized what they were.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming they expected someone to pick them up a little sooner if they were already visiting that. But after the Great Titan War, that's when all the Titans were surrounding Paradis. So I guess it makes sense if the Hizuru clan was friends with Fritz before the Titans were all along the island.
Yeah.
Before Marley started dropping off Titans to him.
Wow. So much has happened over in that history.
I know.
So crazy to think.
You could take a whole couple semesters of Attack on Titan history class and still not know it all.
Which is why we talked about, like, potential spin-offs. About understanding the history would be pretty fun too. But damn, yeah. I don't know. For any of our friends that potentially might know any information, please let us know.
Josh, get your ass back in.
But yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. Season 4 is a season where we're not too familiar with, so that's why we are learning it pretty much live with everybody.
Yeah.
And just going over it again. For a lot of times, this is our second time, watching season 4. So we understood that like Mikasa's lineage is going to be a very interesting topic, and it's not a topic that we know too much about.
I don't think we're given that much information.
I just mean anybody knows too much about. So I think that for Mikasa to be told that she is a direct descendant and the only descendant of like such I don't know, like, what did she say? She said the only direct descendant of somebody of the family that once led our nation.
Yeah.
Like that is a lot of pressure to go ahead and put on, somebody, let alone, somebody that you kind of just met.
Yeah. I feel like we don't even really, I don't think Mikasa even takes over it in the end.
No, she doesn't. She ultimately decides not to travel with them. She stays back, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even beyond that, like, even after everything went down with Eren and she settled down, she could have been like, you know what? In like her later adult life, been like, you know what, maybe I should go back. But
yeah,
she stays and keeps checking on that tree.
Yeah, exactly. And what's funny is that she talks about how it's like, what does Mikasa say? She goes and she says that before she died, she said her mom gave her this mark to match one that she had herself, and she asked to pass it down to my own children, which means that she will eventually pass that down to her children that she has with Jean, right?
Do we think she did it though?
I don't know. I mean, I know that she's pretty loyal.
Yeah,
she's pretty loyal. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that she did just for
the sake of doing,
just because out of respect for her mom.
If my child wants to rule a country, send me a check here and there.
So I mean, again, we don't know much about it. It's hard to say, but we do know that Mikasa ultimately does stay loyal over to Parody. And this could be a lot. It could be kind of overwhelming, when you are introduced to the first like foreign allies to go ahead and travel to Parody, right? Understanding that they were allies, almost 2,000 years ago, and then you're told that you are Hizuru's hope. Again, it's just like Parody telling Eren, as soon as he was that you are humanity's last hope. So, it could be a lot. Again, these characters are still very young. They've experienced a lot.
They're teens still.
But yeah.
Yeah, and Tish says also maybe it could be the way that the nation closed off, like they're learning about the ocean.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like Parody definitely closed off after the time. Well, I think that's what I was getting at earlier with how Marley started dropping off Titans. That's when like the walls were built. And they were like, all right, no more coming in, no more going out.
Well, also too,
fuck you.
Remember, memories were wiped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they weren't even aware of really what's happening out over on the other side of the sea. And, there's a lot that kind of happened. But, yeah, very interesting to go ahead and have Mikasa kind of be enlightened about her mom's, her lineage from her mom's side. Still a mystery as far as, her dad. Her dad seemed like a very kind and caring individual. Didn't really see that kind of Ackerman spiciness, but
Tish also says, also with the closing off of the nation, maybe during the war they stayed in Parody as they believed they'd be safe there, and while the knowledge is watered down, the crest is how they identify them.
Maybe
there were more of them, and then just as
well, we're talking about 2,000 years essentially, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of time, where maybe there was a significant amount of Hizuru,
they stated
members.
that just one person was left there, right? Just one child.
Well, that's the thing is that
a child fathered by the Shogun's heir.
So I was to the understanding that the Shogun decided to go ahead and provide aid to King Fritz.
That's what it looks like. The Shogun was the friend, and it was the Shogun's grandchild, a child fathered by the Shogun's heir.
Yeah.
So the Shogun's heir's child. So it's like the Shogun's grandchild or grandson or granddaughter got left behind.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they still had like the Shogun's bloodline there because obviously the heir made it out.
Yeah.
But they left the heir's child. So once that bloodline kind of died off, I'm sure they had their own in 2,000 years revolutions and shit like that. And who knows? And in this point, Hizuru could have just been in a state of chaos without any ruler. They could be under diplomacy. And now the Azumabito was what's her exact name? I forgot. Kiyomi is now like, hey, we're the diplomacy shit ain't working.
Yeah.
We need a ruler. And you're the last descendant of the last good ruler.
Yeah.
So you're probably the best bet.
Well, I mean, if they understood what Mikasa was about and again, how strong of a character, she is.
She'd be a badass empress.
They hit the jackpot, you know? For sure.
Fuck yeah, they did.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy. It makes me think about like in an alternate reality. Alternate reality, right? If Eren decided to go ahead and try to have a future elsewhere, not that they would welcome him, but like if he didn't do the shit that he did, he can go over to Hizuru and then guess what? Hey, go ahead and be alongside the Empress.
Now I'm the Emperor?
Yeah.
My child's heir of Hizuru? Ooh.
Can you imagine he's like, yeah, I decided to go ahead and leave my seat over in parity with Queen and now I'm going to go ahead and just chill with
That's crazy. I'm just getting ready for my kids I want all of the leaders of the next generation.
And then it'll be like Zeke meeting Eren all over again.
Oh, shit.
Princess Diaries AOT edition, yeah. That would be pretty crazy.
That'd be fucking nuts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Eren probably left his seat somewhere in Marley in the chain of command too. Like, we're all gonna be family one day. Fucking Genghis Khan over here.
The Jaegers will go ahead and prevail. Somehow, some way.
The Jaegers are just the AOT version of the Khans.
I guess, yeah. Kind of crazy.
We all got a little bit of Khan in us.
Very interesting, but also what was talked about over in this episode. The ports that are now available, right? These are now made available to any kind of foreign allies and stuff, which is very different than what Marley had, before. Yeah. Before the ports were made for, like you talked about, right?
Docking battleships.
Just going over and dropping off, people to turn them into Titans.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're gonna do. That's what the ports were made available for. But now they're accessible for people.
A purposefully nation made, not an exterior nation adding a port. It was them building their own port.
Yeah.
This is Parity's first self-made port.
Yeah. Also, too, another thing that I guess Levi noticed is, Yelena's interest in the Jaegers. She immediately...
we know she looks at Zeke like a god.
Exactly. And she kind of had that same idea, too, that same feeling when she noticed Eren and his Titan picking up the ship. Yeah, which is what she recalls. She even brought it up, right? She says that it's been a year, and she hasn't seen Eren since. So it goes to show that they go ahead and they protect Eren.
They lock this motherfucker
they make sure
up.
That, yeah, and so that's probably, again, another reminder why they did lose their trust in Eren when he decided to go rogue.
Yeah.
Right? And again,
they
Levi...
let him shoot too many rifles in the training field.
But Levi goes out there and tells, Yelena that, you won't be working with Eren directly, and this meeting is as far as we are willing to go. Another example that, again, they just don't have full trust in whatever plan Yelena or Zeke have for Eren or, just Parity in general. Yeah. And so, again, Yelena explains to us the reason for the port. We're introduced to Miss Azumabito and all that good stuff. And so we're going to go ahead and now learn more about what happened with Hizuru's arrival. And we're going to go ahead and talk about the next part of the episode here. And that'll be the final part we talked about. We'll get into our final thoughts and discussions. And again,
whole parts today. Oh my God.
If you guys have any questions for us, again, or if you guys want to go ahead and help us out with some insight as far as what it is that we're talking about, please, by all means, help us out. Again, we are now all learning together with season 4. So we're going to go ahead and now talk about this next part. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. We continue the episode as we notice different members of Parity's regiment all wait outside of a meeting room. A brass member can be heard saying,
"They keep saying the word nation. I still don't understand it."
Another brass member responds, What matters is that this gives us leverage over Hizuru. The first brass member continues.
Unless it's a trap, that is.
The second member now responds. Right. Perhaps we should ask Yelena's opinion. The first member suddenly erupts with passion.
No! That's exactly what they want us to do!
Pixis joins in on the conversation to the members' surprise. We're sure of one thing at least. The members are shocked as they give their attention and respect to Commander Pixis. In this world that our new port has connected us to, we may as well be a tottering child learning to walk. For now, let's keep quiet and learn what we can from our guests. Commander Pixis, he opens the meeting room doors to enter. Outside the meeting room, Queen Historia is eager to ask Mikasa.
Hey, so that symbol. Why'd you only show it to Eren? You've always worn that wrist strap. I've never seen you take it off.
Mikasa explains. That's because, Eren interrupts the conversation between Mikasa and Historia to join. Hey, you're in a good mood, Historia tells Eren.
Of course I am.
She gets real close to Mikasa.
Seems our ancestors were friends. They've left us both with a heavy burden to bear. I couldn't have asked for a more perfect match than you.
Queen Historia continues to get real close as she smiles widely to Mikasa. As we see, Mikasa blushing with embarrassment. Eren even gives a little smirk. The meeting deliberation has begun with all parties as representative of Hizuru, Kiyomi Yasumabito begins.
This is a historic day for both of our nations. And it's worth... This is a historic day for both of our nations, and it's worth nothing that this day would never have come if not for the man who brought us together. I'm speaking, of course, of Zeke Yeager.
Zeke Yeager, to be continued. All roads lead to Zeke, huh?
It's always Zeke! They said screaming.
You don't like my Historia voice? Oh my God!
I was not prepared for that, but thank you so much again for voicing these very strong women characters, and
so totally strong and buff.
hopefully we made Lexi proud. But yeah, so now they're going to go ahead and have essentially a meeting, a deliberation to go ahead and talk about, I guess, maybe coming to an understanding, maybe talking about maybe supporting each other, how they can support each other, what the goal is, what the vision is, and all that stuff, right? And so everybody seems to be kind of waiting outside of this meeting room. We understand there are only maybe a few people. Maybe it's the Hizuru people that are inside the actual meeting room that are waiting. But there's deliberation is going to happen. But even though this deliberation is going to happen, doesn't mean that people aren't already thinking about what potentially could happen as far as maybe not being as trusting. Some of the brass members, we hear them kind of talking amongst themselves, right? They keep saying the word nation. I just don't understand it. Like they're talking about, I was like, okay, like what are they trying to do to us here? Like what's the conversation going to be about? Are we just going to become like now one nation? Like what's going to happen? And this other brass member, he says like, well, what matters is that this gives us leverage over Hizuru. Maybe he's referring to Mikasa. Maybe they now have, kind of Mikasa as like, that leverage coin a little bit, who knows? But there is some, conversations here where they are trying to understand what the fuck's going to happen, but also not being very trusting as far as what the direction is. So I think that's why this deliberation needs to take place, to answer all questions, to come to an understanding, and that way people can go ahead and have some sort of kind of peace of mind, right? We understand that Parity is not used to working with other nations.
They're not used to working with anyone but themselves.
Exactly. And even then, that's an issue in its own, trying to go ahead and work amongst themselves, So, this is a deliberation that definitely needs to happen. They were talking about how maybe it's a trap. And then there's some little bit sarcasm, I believe, with the brass members saying, well, maybe we should just ask Yelena's opinion. And so that first member, he kind of, takes the bait. He follows
took the rage bait.
Yeah. That's exactly what they want us to do. Well, then Pixis goes on to go, he explains that, like, that in this world where we now have a port that connects us, right? That we may as well be essentially, we might as well be toddlers learning to go ahead and walk, right?
We're very late to the whole inter-country communication.
Yeah. So he said we might as well just hear him out. Let's learn from our guests, right? And again, this is a way that I've described Pixis as just like, he is a person, he is a commander of a regiment that tries to take in as much information before kind of making some sort of call, making an action, all that stuff, right? So here, Pixis wants to go ahead and hear what
he's a read the board kind of guy.
Yeah, and somebody that's very eager would be definitely Queen Astoria. Yeah. The moment that she hears that, as far as like ancestors, that like, wait, the royal family member, right? Like the royal family, right? Like a descendant from Hizuru, and there is only one descendant left, and that's Mikasa. Like, wait, what?
Who I'm already friends with?
Did we just become best friends? You know?
Yeah.
And then what's funny is that, like, Mikasa seems to be kind of like,
she's like, get the fuck off me, shrimp.
Historia seems to be very excited. And then Eren can't help but also be somewhat, like, giddy. I don't know. Like, he just seems really happy.
To add to that point.
Okay.
Because Tish says, damn, Eren really bagging royal baddies. This is the greed they talk about in the Bible.
Well, I mean, Eren, again,
he's fucking Genghis Khan, bro.
Tish said that.
Tish said my Historia voice felt very daddy chill. Do you know what that video is?
Yeah.
What the hell is even that? We got a code from Jacob. I'll remember it.
Perfect.
Lex is here. Hello from the Philippines.
Hey,
hello,
what's up, Lex?
Lex.
Glad you made it safe over to Manila, and I hope you have fun. We, of course, are going to miss you here over on the podcast, but you'll be back before you know it.
Didn't lose your bag.
It goes by quick, so just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Tell Luca we said hi, and we can't wait to have you back over on the podcast where you can go ahead and give us the rundown as far as how your trip was.
Bobby just came back. Bobby knocked out. What I miss.
What's up, Bobby? I mean, honestly, you didn't really miss much. I mean, again, this is kind of like we describe as like kind of setting the table a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is an episode that episode 10 of season 4. This episode starts with like showing us potentially of what's going to play out. Mm-hmm. Maybe not, but it's trying to introduce us to more. Like I said, we started the episode off with Eren's continuous descent to, like the founding Titan. Yeah. Like he's losing humanity. He is now focused over on himself. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. Like we continue to see that development of Eren. We talk about now the ports are being made available, and we're talking about how there still is that lack of trust, and now Mikasa's got a whole new kind of character development story happening with being the last descendant of a nation that had a shogun that helped the King of Eldia, King Fritz, and the Great Titan War, and it's a lot of craziness here. We're being introduced to different things.
Yeah. So. Bobby asked if we think that Lexi dropped her phone overseas.
Oh yeah, Lexi definitely dropped her phone.
She said no. She definitely dropped her phone on the plane like 3 times.
Probably happened a few times.
She's sitting next to Luca right now. He heard you.
Right on, man.
Love you, Luca.
Luca, take care of my sister. All right. I need her to come back here safe and sound. I know that a lot of things aren't in your control, but go ahead and I'm not there. My parents are not there, so take care of her. I know Lexi can take care of herself, but also
what a dotting big brother.
As the older brother, just please keep my sister safe and make sure that she has a great time. I know she can have a great time, but yeah, I'm glad that that Lexi made it safe. I'm glad that Luca was able to be there. I know that Luca was planning, I think, to go ahead and fly to see her, and I know that I guess that didn't necessarily play out how Luca wanted to, but I guess he wasn't allowed to go ahead and fly from Manila to Seoul, Korea, and then fly back to Manila. I guess there was more of that problem. his side that had to
contract
be done.
stuff.
Yeah, I think with some sort of like representation or like some sort of like manager stuff. But anyways, it worked out. You guys are there together, and you guys have fun.
71% humidity.
Shit, yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I know what that feels like.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh too. Watch, Lex gonna come back red too.
Yeah, dude, I know you guys can't really tell, but my nose is. It's been.
Should we enhance again?
Okay. Do it again. Chest is all red. Just better than when I went to Cancun. When I went to Cancun, I was fucked up, man. I was red everywhere. I looked like Larry the Lobster.
That's good.
That's hers is 86.
Hers is 86.
It's so humid.
Yeah. Rip. Yeah, Lexi is actually speaking to us from the future.
No, seriously.
It's like what, Friday morning over there, I think, or no? Is it morning? I don't know if it's morning, and probably not. But
yeah, what's the time for you right now?
I think it's Friday over there for.
It has to be Friday.
Yeah, it has to be.
You're right, 'cause Friday.
We're in Thursday, and it's
in Italy. It's Friday.
There you go. Jacob goes 79. Right
nice.
On. Right on, man. And yeah, let's see. But yeah, I mean, again, this episode is we're just trying to go ahead and get more questions.
Yeah. It seems like every episode we're left with more questions.
They introduce, like new characters, and we have to try to see how they're gonna, what their involvement's gonna be and all that. And we know that Miss Kiyomi Azumabito is gonna be, a very valuable ally.
100%.
Later on, and so yeah, I mean, certain question we're not going to get answered, like with the whole thing with Mikasa's lineage and stuff. That's kind of still up for investigation in terms of how the history plays out and stuff. And her dad's still a mystery.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Big old question mark.
Yeah, but back to Eren. Eren is he's very, very happy to go ahead and see
his two baddies mingling,
to see Historia, like all happy. What does he tell her? He's like,
I can't wait to put a baby in you.
He's like, hey, you're in a good mood. And she tells Eren, like,
how much like that? Like right after that's when he was like, I'm gonna start gaming real quick.
It seems our ancestors were friends. They both left us with heavy burdens to bear, but I couldn't have asked for a more perfect match than you. Like, what is Historia thinking at this point? That they're gonna work hand in hand?
Yeah.
Over there in parody?
I can't wait till we both get a little bit of Eren.
Shit, I don't know, but
that's crazy work.
That is crazy. Work. I mean, remember, like Mikasa wasn't a fan of Eren having a conversation with Krista,
Yeah.
Before she became the queen. She went ahead and gave that look. She was like,
sister wives.
Oh shit. Damn. But
that's wild. More like sister baby mamas.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. I mean, we don't get to see Eren very happy much in season 4, and this is one of those few moments where he sees them both, and he's kind of like,
he's like,
hey, what the? You guys are both happy.
2 loves of my life.
Yeah.
Besides war.
Seriously. But yeah, they're gonna go and have this deliberation, and Miss Azumabito starts the deliberation. We're talking about this historic day for both of our nations, and again, this day would not have been possible if it wasn't for the person who brought us together. And that, of course, would be Zeke Yeager.
Oh, whoop-de-doo.
Probably makes certain people's skin crawl,
Oh, yeah.
To go and hear about the great Zeke Yeager.
Speaking about greats, Tish said we get the great baby mama war.
Baby mama war. I mean, shit, wouldn't that be crazy? Again, the alternate reality, we have the heir to Queen Historia, and then, Eren ends up going over to Hizuru, or the nation of Hizuru, and then
it's Eren's baby versus Jean's baby.
Shit. Well, I mean, my money's gonna go over on Eren and Mikasa baby instead of the.
I'm sure I will.
Well, actually, I'm thinking about the alternate reality, but if it is just the Mikasa and Jean child, then I'm gonna give the I will give the edge to
Ackerman blood.
Yeah.
There's no more Titans.
Yeah, that's true.
But if it is the baby mama war, I still vote for Mikasa and Aaron's baby.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, like I said, this episode, I mean, it's just what more is there to say? I mean, Hanji's lost trust in Eren, as a lot of people have.
Yep.
We don't know much about, Hizuru. Yeah, we just gotta go ahead and continue to learn more. But awesome. Lexi says, okay, I'm gonna go enjoy the Philippines. Bye, y'all. Bye, Lex. Be safe.
Safe travels.
Bobby goes, Baby Mama War episode taking random turns. Honestly, it is. We're at the point now where we're a little bit delusional.
The food is wearing off and the jet lag is returned.
We are now spiraling a little bit. It's
because we just hit, as I said it, we just hit the 3-hour mark.
There we go.
Bye, guys.
What I want to say, though, is what's pretty cool and it was also kind of creepy as well, but like talking about like AI. Yeah, Google search engine,
bro.
You go ahead and switch that bad boy to AI mode.
That shit was so trippy when you sent me that and you told me to look it up.
It's different every time. So like, if I go ahead and do it now, right? Let's go see what the fuck it has to say about us.
See what ours is different. If ours is different.
So if I just type in on Google search, right? If I just do Attack the Talk podcast, right? AI mode. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, it's giving me. Attack the Talk is a podcast focused on discussing and breaking down episodes of the anime series Attack on Titan in chronological order. The podcast is hosted by 3 friends, AJ, Lexi, and Zach, who are all fans of AOT, and it gives key details about the Attack on Titan. Focus, detailed discussion and breakdowns of each Attack on Titan anime episode. Approach, episodes are reviewed in chronological order. Spoiler warning, this podcast contains spoilers and recommends watching AOT first. Talks about the host again, episode frequency, right? Release weekly, availability. So it gives us availability as far as the different, platforms. It says our LinkTree also provides various platforms. Social media gives our social media.
Yep.
Duration. It says they have been consistently releasing episodes for approximately 3 years and are currently covering the beginning of season 4. And then the last thing it gives us here is it says what listeners can expect. An in-depth analysis, detailed breakdowns of each episode, discussion among fans, insight from friends who share a passion for the anime, and a chronological journey following the anime storytelling episode by episode. If you are a fan of Attack on Titan and want to engage with others who enjoy discussing the anime, Attack the Talk might be a podcast you'd enjoy. Is that what yours says?
No. Based on the search results, Attack the Talk podcast is a podcast hosted by friends AJ, Lexi, and Zach, dedicated to discussing the anime series Attack on Titan. They break down each episode of the anime, and it's basically the same thing, just in a different order. Key details, content, discussing Attack on Titan in chronological order. Hosts, us 3, frequency every week.
Yeah.
Format, discussion and breakdowns of episodes, with some episodes containing humorous and personal anecdotes from the host. Spoilers. Podcast names Anime Spoilers, not even just Attack on Titan, it just says Anime Spoilers, which is so golden to me. And listeners are advised to watch the anime first.
That's also because of Jacob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Availability, same thing. We're on Everand. We're all over the place, bro.
Yeah.
No wonder we're number 1. The search results list many episodes of the podcast. Discussing specific anime episodes such as The Night of the Closing Ceremony, Season 1, Episode 4, and Assassin's Bullet, Season 4, Episode 8. Damn, so that's as recent as, last month.
Yeah.
Related information, there's also a podcast called The Talk, hosted by, that's just...
You're just giving other podcasts?
Yeah, other podcasts. Tish goes, Google has AI, WhatsApp has AI. Am I AI? I mean, Duolingo has AI.
Interesting.
Dude, you're not AI unless you get the Neuralink chip from Elon Musk. Then you're officially AI if you put tech in your body.
You know what's funny is that one time when I went ahead and searched the AI, I looked over and one of the last things it said was that we go ahead and we talk about like different theories, right? We go ahead and we get into like whatever, I can't remember exactly the wording on it, but essentially it was that we spiral talking about different theories that are often incorrect.
Yes.
I was like, well, I mean, the thing is, they're just little spiral
just
theories that we like to
theories.
go ahead and just talk about hypotheticals. We like to go ahead and just come up with our own different storylines. Like, of course
We
they're
just
wrong,
like
but
yapping.
I just thought it was funny that I was like that are often incorrect. I'm like, yeah, I mean, but they're fun, right?
Well, just goes, next week it'll mention key details like with engaging content from their coined favorite Jaegerist and only Jaeger said they can stand, Jacob.
With their the moment that AI starts like name dropping all of you guys, AI is listening very, very good.
Yeah, that's when I'm gonna get a little more worried.
That's pretty crazy. But I just thought that was a cool thing.
That's sick, man.
Yeah.
The future is now.
Oh yeah. But other than that, guys, I thought that was a cool little thing. You guys go ahead and check that for yourself. If you guys want to see, what the fuck it has to say about us or just in general. But also, it's a little creepy because, shit, that thing knows us,
Yeah, it does. It now knows my family that I went to Italy. They often talk about their travel experiences.
Yeah. There you go. Jacob goes, AI hit up the single baddies for me. So Jacob's using AI for a whole other different reason. Interesting.
Don't do that.
Yeah, good luck with all that. But
you better take notes about what the AI says so you can do it in person, bro. You better start learning.
All right, guys. I think that's pretty much all we have for you guys in this episode. We will learn more about this deliberation. Obviously, with Zeke's involvement, we understand that he has a big presence in this episode, and maybe we'll go ahead and continue to learn more about the Asmobito clan and all that, and as well as the conversation with Aaron and Hanji. That conversation is going to be a very, very interesting one. That's what we got, guys. Huge thanks again to all of our friends that go ahead and just do this with us. Join us live and hang out with us. And I know that there's going to be episodes where we're able to go ahead and cover some really kind of like juicy topics about AOT, but this episode didn't necessarily provide that, but it's still a way for us to go ahead and kind of like we said, set the table to understand, and so that we can go ahead and focus and talk about those bigger moments with a better understanding. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So these episodes obviously have a purpose. This was just us starting episode 10, and I hope you guys are excited to go ahead and continue to learn with us. As again, for us, we are learning season 4 essentially each week. As we go ahead and we cover it. So yeah, it's still fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But we appreciate you guys for supporting us, and shout out to the OGs and stuff, and to the real loyal fans that you guys again really mean the world to us. And we hope that you guys continue to go ahead and go on this journey with us. But make sure you guys go and follow us over on Instagram for all of your updates. I will do the best I can to go ahead and update you guys. I'll see if I can get Zach over on the Instagram as well, so that he can help me out with that. But go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Attack Talk Podcast for your updates. Again, like Zach went ahead and noticed some platforms that we're on. All that.
We're on fucking.
If you guys are looking
apparently
for platforms that we're available on, go ahead and check out the LinkTree. And if you guys want to go ahead,
AI, bro.
There you go. But if you want to go ahead and tune in live with us, Thursdays we stream live over on YouTube. So all the good stuff. As far as last week's episode, talked with Nate. Nate's gonna go ahead and get that episode published, hopefully for tomorrow.
Yeah, we were a little preoccupied
for that
last week.
And we'll make sure we get the episode available for you guys, and then we'll try to get this episode available for you guys usual time, hopefully over on a Tuesday, but we'll let you guys know. But either way, shout out to Nate. Glad that Nate also made it back home safe as well, and we're so thankful for Nate and what he does for us.
His ride pulled up to the airport a day early.
Really?
Got the days mixed up. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Called Nate being like, are you here yet? Nate was like, I'm still in Italy. I'm not even in Germany yet.
Damn. That sucks. Well,
then by the time we landed, it was a damn near whole day later over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that, you guys all made it back safe, and,
Yeah, except my luggage.
So, I'm going to go ahead and get to our close. But Zach will go ahead and give us the code that we have.
Courtesy of Jacob.
Yeah. I just want to go ahead and say, again, Love you guys so much. Let's go ahead and continue to go and spread that love of positivity.
Please.
You know, we all need it. The world needs it. And we talked about how sometimes it just doesn't take much. Sometimes it just takes, just a smile. Sometimes it just takes, a kind little, gesture opening the door for somebody or whatever the case is and stuff, and like that can even go ahead and make somebody feel better about their day. And again, sometimes it just doesn't take much, but so thankful for you guys. And I hope that I get to see you guys back live with us next Thursday. So good stuff, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.
This week's code from our boy Jakob is code stylish because AJ can rock any facial hair.
Ooh,
that was his reason.
What's that?
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? One more thing for you guys. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7.
Amen. All right, guys. So
love you guys.
Go ahead and hit that stop. We do know that we have to confirm it a second time. So instead of us just staring over at the monitor or whatever, Zach's gonna go ahead and you can go ahead and get it closed for us, bro.
Love you guys.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys later. And you guys be safe.
Bye.